Got the armor. He
Yeah.
naked.
Whoa.
Hello, and I accidentally hit press start, so here we go!
Hey!
Welcome to our next session of Out of the Abyss. The last time we played, the gang had a pretty serious encounter with a creature that they, as of yet, have not identified.
Did I get a chance to?
You definitely rolled a couple times.
I think you rolled for it.
I thought I
and you
identified
did
it,
not.
sort of.
So, you know, but I don't think you guys talked about it.
Oh,
Or
no,
are
he
you-
did. He told us what it was. That's right.
I did. I didn't know.
Oh, he
I didn't know,
didn't know
what
the
kind
name.
Oh,
He knew that
yeah,
they
yeah,
came
yeah.
in different
Yes.
colors and had
Touché.
different effects.
Touche.
That's what it was.
Yeah, so you guys
I
encountered
watched it the most
this
recently.
slab.
Oh, got my vibes off.
Oh,
Oh my
oh god, here it
oh,
goes.
boy.
Here we go. It's gonna be one of those nights.
Him.
We're good.
And you
Continue.
wrote
It's fine. The technical production quality
My
on the
boy!
show is unrivaled. Oh yeah, you haven't
painted
seen
him.
Stool in them yet.
I
Yep,
painted these
they're
guys.
pretty great. Okay, so after your fairly intense encounter
Easy.
with the Slod
I thought it was
creature,
outdoor in a cave.
the
cave's
result of
giant,
which
so-
was
Yeah.
Nihilist being plane shifted to where you do not know.
He's
dead.
He almost said it, guys. We were this close.
Yeah, I was real close.
No, he did say it. It's where we do not know. It's,
Uh-huh.
that's the
Specifically that
Shifter at
plane.
heart.
It's a plane of all the things you don't know. It's
Why did you-
really big.
We're all resting.
Jon Snow.
Wear my helmet when I'm resting.
So you guys rested after that, tried to ascertain the potential fate of Nihilist,
I never sleep.
uh,
Always watches.
and regrouped a bit, healed up, and continued on. Not too long after that, you encountered the smoldering remains of an old cart and a small gnome woman sitting upon it, who revealed that her name was Vera,
Bradley.
and that she had encountered the same creature not too long before you all had,
Is that her name?
and it had slain her traveling companions. And after some introductions, you guys decided that it was in both of your best interests if she tags along with you on your attempt to journey out of the Underdark.
Because something you all will definitely not regret.
You have
No,
money,
definitely
so.
And before we ended last time, you guys sat around your campsite sharing stories of yourselves and your lives. So we pick up the following morning at the conclusion of your long rest. Man, are you okay? Do you need some help?
That's what I did with mine too. It is
200 IQ
Suspiciously
placement.
different.
Look at this. It's in the additional equipment section. Giant riding lizard.
A plus.
I'm sorry, I couldn't help it.
All right.
Wizard? No, you're already good.
Well, you all awaken dark and early because it doesn't get bright
I
here.
don't get it.
I just had a thought while I was sleeping.
huh.
You know,
So,
I woke you up.
You were.
I just had a thought while I was trancing.
Well, hey man, in fairness, he only ever just kind of meditates, all right?
So, you said that you're from a group that specializes in defensive magic, right?
yes.
I'm assuming you're not very high ranked or regarded in that group.
How dare you?
Well, when I think specializes, I assume like it excels, it's very good at it, and
I'm gonna start packing
your
up.
previous companions.
Okay, well, if you had to go fight that thing you guys fought yesterday, and instead of all of these fine folk, you had just a bunch of random people off the street
But
who didn't know the difference between a stave and an axe. How did you have fared?
but specializes. I
Yes.
think that's probably not the right term to use. Maybe you're all right. Ed.
Well, it's my turn. I will use it how I want.
I guess we'll find out. Yormik,
Well,
You've
she is
moved
alive.
you've moved up on the pecking order.
I mean, I don't know how I could go farther than the top.
All right. Never mind. Guess what? Yormik is back where he belongs. That was the
Watch the
fastest
gears
adventure
turn.
I've
Never
ever
mind.
seen.
Abort. Backtrack. All right.
I don't know what you're talking about, but
Well,
if I'm below Yormik in anything, I feel like that's probably a...
Woo-wee!
Well, I mean,
you're right.
What's going on?
Ah.
That's what you did.
Mm,
Anyways,
I am too old for you, I'm sorry. Or you are too young for me, perhaps.
mm.
We'll get her next time.
sorry.
There are plenty of fish in the sea.
There. What's
in,
a
in the dark
sea?
lake.
Yeah.
That's all.
Are there plenty of fish in the dark lake?
What is the dark lake?
It's
a
this-
dark.
Alright.
It's
I'll take your word for it.
beautiful.
Plenty of monkey heads in the dark lake.
How do you see it if it's so dark?
Oh yeah, that's right. That's where that thing came out of.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were there.
No. Well, I
Whoa,
was.
whoa, whoa! Did we almost
Wait.
just hear Yormik admit something?
Wait, you weren't there?
I was.
Are you sure?
Roll insight.
In spirit.
Isn't what? I'm gonna
I mean,
get on.
I'm gonna continue.
Totally
packing up.
I'm gonna get Stool and bring him again. I'm gonna set him on the lizard. Let me get on. Follow me again as usual. And I'm gonna prepare
Lead
to
the
leave.
way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, this Yormik has the right idea, let's go.
I'm gonna,
Yeah.
I'm gonna continue to spend my travel time trying to learn Undercommon.
Okay.
This stupid language.
Could I have spent...
Roll an intelligence check.
I'm so good at these.
Prepared spells.
I'm just gonna re-roll.
Mm.
That's a 2.
Not a good day.
Not a good day.
Yeah.
Could I
good
spend
day.
some time working on my thing during the long rest?
Oh, it's thing.
Yeah.
Keep that to yourself, man.
Mm-hmm.
So I gotta roll that right.
I don't think I need compelled.
Yes.
That is a 20 total.
A 20 total.
So I think I know what that means. Okay.
Yeah.
Can I get a dry erase,
What are you doing over there?
Kevin?
Well,
Thanks, babe.
at some point during our long rest, you would have seen Vera take off this necklace around her neck,
Whoa.
which is full of
Whoa.
like moving gears and and then she takes she opens up her little box, takes out a little like wind up thing toy that you might expect to stick in the back of a toy,
Mm-hmm.
and sticks it in and sort of like winding it, and then takes like a tiny little screwdriver and like uses mage hand to like hold it in place while she fiddles with it. She does this for like an hour. This is a pet project of mine. Don't worry about it. It is an ongoing effort.
What does it do?
It's a good question.
You
Half the time it does nothing. Other half the time it saves my ass a little bit.
You should try to get it to do that, like the whole time.
That's what I'm trying to do. It's a work in progress.
Okay.
I find out what fucking is that. Oh, that's right. I printed this off before I added it.
Oh.
That explains it. Okay.
Makes sense.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Fast forward to where. Let's see more to say. Fast forward to where we are.
All right. So you pack up your campsite in Undercommon, in poor, broken, terrible Undercommon. No, but eventually you pack up after Azato seasons a nice breakfast for you all out of the rations that you're all consuming.
What a pal.
Side note, pretty sure Nero was tracking all of the rations.
Yeah, well, I bought a bunch of rations. And I know, what was it? Eldith and Jimjar had bought some rations as well, to my knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me just get out my...
But it's okay. We can just deal with that later if we have to. I'm
this
sure
is
you're
really-
still fine, at least for the moment.
This is really important to me, though.
But after
Them
picking
berries.
up your campsite, mounting back up on your lizards, you all take off again.
I had 40 days of rations.
You guys stopped when it was the cavern that you met Vera and had the encounter in, right? It was like right before one of those tunnels leading more north, I believe.
I think that's what it was. Yeah.
So you take off pretty close to single file down this tunnel.
Follow me.
Yormik, we don't have that much of a choice.
It's good that you're coming around to the idea.
Alright, so you head north through this tunnel. You travel for about 2 hours without encountering any intersections with this tunnel. It's still taking you approximately due north. But eventually you begin to hear something. So go ahead and roll a perception check for you and Stool.
People in front, basically.
Yeah.
Oh no. Stool gets a natural 1. And Yormik
Stool's asleep.
rolled a 4. So that big old +0 is going to come in handy here. That would be a 4 and a 1.
Okay. So you guys continue traveling forward for a few hundred more feet before Zatuo says to you all, I think I'm hearing something. I don't know what it is. And when you really strain your hearing over the sounds of the clomp of your mounts and even your own breathing, you hear this faint whisper of a rumble.
Does it sound like stone shaking, or does it sound like something making a rumbling noise, like a growl?
It doesn't sound like a growl, at least not from here. And it's a very constant sound. It's not like stopping and starting. Once you pick up on it, it's just this fairly constant hum, rumble, whisper.
So it's not a waterfall if it's whispering.
Does it sound like does it sound like it's coming ahead of us, or is it all around us?
When you're listening, I mean, so it sounds like it's all around you, but it's pretty easy to surmise that it's just sort of reverberating back and forth in this tunnel.
Well, we're either gonna get caved in here, or it's probably nothing. I hear stuff like this all the time in the Underdark. Just stay close to me, it'll be fine.
Yormik, how old are you?
That's a great question. We didn't really celebrate birthdays in the Underdark. Well, at least in Gracklstug. I'm not familiar with the other customs, but I'm sure that they're not as good as ours.
How do you know what a birthday is?
Well, I hear people in the Dark Lake District talking about them.
Good save.
I'm probably like 23 or so.
And how many of those years did you spend adventuring?
I said none.
Alright, I was just wondering, let's keep going.
Yeah, it's fine.
So we're just going to keep going towards the sound of the rumbling. Then.
Well, would you like to go back?
No, but I'm supposed to. I assume there's no other way.
Should we stay here?
I don't know.
Allow me to
He seems to know
detect.
where we're going.
Allow me to detect the threat. And I'm gonna message Caleb. Can you see if there's anything magical going on? I'm gonna message Nero. See if there's anything magical going on here.
I just turn and like...
Don't tell anybody, just message me back when you figure it out.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
I say
Yeah.
out loud.
Vera, are you able to see if there's any magic going on?
Normally, yes, but I would need some time to do this.
Does it seem to be getting louder?
No, it seems to be a pretty steady volume.
We can just keep going.
Let's move a little further down and see if the noise begins to increase or if it's just something that's persistent.
What did you say it sounded like?
The strange, like, whisper of a rumble.
Does it sound like
It's an avalanche.
Did it start, or does it seem like we're just like
At
it's
some
been-
point, you just started to notice it.
Okay, but it wasn't like complete silence, and it's only like
Right.
It's like the sound of something consistent, more or less, that we're not getting closer to.
Does it sound like an earthquake? Like things are moving stone? Or is it even hard to tell that?
No, I mean, so earthquakes and tremors are reasonably common in the Underdark, all things considered. And those are usually either more violent and like loud, and you feel it more in addition to just hearing it. This is like way too like continuous to be that, you think.
let's just move forward until we can get a better idea of what it is.
Yeah. Kick Gerald a little bit. Not act like I just can't get him to move.
Yeah.
I respect lizards. Not Darrow.
Basically made of money. So.
Trash lizards.
You mean made of money? They are.
Money-
Yeah. I
money
will
is made of
continue
lizards.
moving down
Saying
this
gold
tunnel.
is made of money.
Okay.
It is. It's still true.
So you guys continue moving forward, and as you do, the rumbling sound
Money is
continues
made of lizards.
to become louder. Eventually, after several hundred more feet, the source of the sound becomes very apparent. There's a very
It's my dad.
fast-paced river that.
Oh, I was right.
The what?
I said it sounds like it could be a waterfall, and you're like, oh, it's whispers, and I was like, it's not a waterfall.
Who's
But it's
far away
water.
from it?
But it's water.
It's water.
So your tunnel opens up, and the mouth of it is about 15 feet wide, where it meets this river. The river, from your perspective in the tunnel, is going from left to right, so it's heading east, and it's moving pretty rapidly. It's about 100 feet or so across this river. And on the far side, you see another large opening where the tunnel continues after it was very obviously just bisected by this river cutting through it.
No.
But I don't suppose one of you is carrying a boat on those lizards now, I suppose.
Well,
That's the joke. And I can make it because I have no idea. Because Vera has no idea.
You know who could use a small boat though?
Yeah.
The gnome.
Yeah.
it's true. No, this is a bit of a problem.
Is there any like bridge or any other crossing that we can see if we look up and down the river?
Just
Nothing in your immediate line of sight.
anything at 3/4 cover.
Time to pack it up.
Do you guys think?
A lot of rock hidden behind other rock.
I want to hit the rock.
Should we follow it downstream and see if there's any crossing?
Does it look like anyone has been here ever?
Make a survival check.
I'm also great at these. That's a 6.
A 6?
Getting all the stinkers out early.
Yeah. It doesn't look like it. You don't notice any other tracks of creatures where you are.
So you travel down here like fairly often, correct?
No, not usually. I try to avoid this kind of place.
Well, did you like get a map to come down here, or
No, I had a guide. He's dead now.
I thought you were the guy?
Ours is a little
No,
bit less.
I was the hired protection.
competent.
Right. Can your
Ours is still alive. I don't know what you're talking about.
can your
Direction.
unending water like divert this water?
you want me to?
I would like you to use the water to move this water.
I'm gonna pull out the decanter. And I'm gonna walk over to the river,
Don't say that's
very like intentfully. I'm just gonna
I'm just
whisper,
looking at these two like.
and I'm just gonna whisper stream, and pour a gallon of water slowly into the river? No, I don't think it's gonna work.
That's a shame.
Do you actually think that's going to work?
Well, those are my ideas.
If you only knew.
Does anybody else have something?
Thank you, Yormik. Your innovation is always inspiring.
It's as usual.
So, I say we pick a direction.
How far across is it?
It's 100.
About 100 feet.
How
across.
deep is it?
Make a perception check.
How about I'll throw you in, Yormik, and we'll find out. That's good.
17.
17. It actually doesn't look all that deep from what you can tell. It looks like it's about 4 to 5 feet deep.
Oh, it's fine. They're just
At least initially
oh,
on this side.
How tall are you?
Actually, I have
like
an idea.
5 feet.
I have an idea, Yormik. If you would like to help me test it.
Yes.
So I'm gonna cast a spell and make just like a 5-foot section of bridge appear. Okay. Now I think as we go, I'll be able to move this section of bridge across the river.
Yeah, I'm in.
I'm gonna walk a little bit downstream because I can kind
I'm
of
gonna-
see where this is going.
How wide is the river?
How wide?
Yeah.
100 feet.
About 100 feet.
Okay.
Can our lizards?
I keep thinking it's like we see 100 feet of it.
And
Do I know if lizards can swim?
Make a nature check.
with advantage because from the Underdark.
Yeah. 13.
They can probably swim, maybe not particularly well.
Are there any like walls going around it?
What do you mean? Walls going around it?
Like we
So it's basically
It's only as fast as you want.
30.
this river over time has eroded the stone away
Yeah.
to the point where the elevation of it is probably is just like lowered over however many hundreds or thousands of years that the river's been going this way. So it's basically you're in some sort of ravine or canyon that is basically like bookending the sides of this river. You don't know how high up it goes before you would get to anywhere else.
And it's just okay, but it's on level with us right now.
Yeah, pretty close. It's about
The surface
like
of water,
a
you
foot to
Yeah.
2 feet below the edge of where your like tunnel is bisected. So it probably wasn't even
Are we able to see the top? You said we can't.
no.
Okay.
From where you are, you can't see where the next like roof of that section of cavern is.
Is there anything sticking out of the river, like stalagmites? Think about it.
No. They've at this point the way it erodes, it's just
Flat.
very very
Wonderful.
flat.
Yeah,
Don't you have
it'd be
like,
weird.
you have like gloves that can make you swim fast?
Yeah, but like you said, it's moving pretty fast, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know if they make me swim that fast.
So it's fast enough that if you're in the water attempting to swim against the current, you could move 5 feet in a round
Exactly.
in that direction.
Okay. Is the platform to the other side? Is it pretty
5 feet and 20.
like? Does it extend or like to get like?
You're right.
If we start swimming to the other side, can we be carried down quite a ways and still get to like a ledge to pull ourselves to the next tunnel, or is like the tunnel just directly across from us and so we have to like go basically straight to get anywhere?
So it's not exactly straight across. The tunnel is a bit off to your right, so with the direction that the river would take you. But you'd still would have to fight the current to not be taken past where that is.
Okay.
And from here you can tell that the floor of the tunnel opposite you is more like 4 or 5 feet above where the river is passing
okay.
through. So there's a bit of a ledge there.
I'm going to bring my lizard up near the edge of the water and just see how it reacts? Like, see what it, like if it's like unwilling to even step in it, or.
This is a video game where like you cannot bring the lizard. In
Well, I just want to know if it's like spooked by the
I don't
current.
Make an animal handling check.
It's not bad. What do you add to animal handling?
It's on there.
Right now,
It is wisdom.
16.
16.
You speak this one.
The unwise
What?
paladin. Or the average wisdom paladin.
Yeah, man. Don't hate.
So you bring Midnight up to the edge of the tunnel, and it doesn't seem to react negatively. It's still just following your commands just fine.
I don't.
Is there a path to our left and right, like that we could essentially like walk?
There is not. There's no like shoreline.
Oh,
along the edge
it's
of
just
the
like a
river.
platform.
Oh, we can't walk up and down the river.
Right.
Right.
Oh,
Oh.
I didn't realize that.
I think we went the wrong way.
You were
so-
leading us.
Here's our path. The river goes this
Being a
way.
dwarf and
Yeah.
being a rock
So-
gnome,
But
it would
there's
be
also
very
like
it would be very obvious to you
so,
guys
like,
that
if the river cuts like this, we come out here and then it continues over here, but there's no like we were trying to figure out if there was like
Right.
carving around it that we could like walk up here, get swept down a little bit, and then come
Right.
out
Okay.
here.
Yeah, that's not an option.
It's not. Okay. It's actually
So-
so your rock gnomishness and just very high intelligence, it would be very obvious to you that this river just eroded the solid rock that was here.
That was the path.
That was the path previously.
Is there? Can I see the ceiling?
No.
So it's just like a.
Yeah, you're in a canyon at a depth of you're not even sure.
So we
Yeah.
can't we can't
Have our lizards
with good
climb.
reason have the lizards climb like up and over.
Yep.
You could have the lizards climb. Globagool would be unable to follow you with that such transportation.
I don't suppose the
Probably can stretch
lizards
across.
would be very good at flying around, would they?
I don't know that they
The
fly at
lizards,
all.
not
Well, I
dragons.
could help them with that,
Oh, yes,
but I
yes.
don't think they will be very comfortable doing this.
That's all right.
It's fine.
They'll
They
figure
just
it
they'll
out.
go.
You just have to go straight.
All right.
It's 100 feet. How hard can it be?
Well, which of you is the best with these animals?
Yes.
I asked anybody else.
Probably him, and I point to Satuo.
All right. So do you feel like you might be able to lure this creature across the bay here?
Lure it?
To lead it across.
Probably.
All right. Well, we can give it a try if you're willing.
Yeah, so I was
He's just
just
gonna be
thinking
stuck
that
with
crossing this river we could do as a skill challenge.
Okay.
Ah,
Shit. Well, that's what we're gonna do. Everybody, lead your lizards, ride your lizards into the water.
I'm ready for it. Okay.
Who's in?
I'm in.
I'm not a lizard.
You're on.
I grab you and put you onto my lizard.
I'm small. It's fine.
I put stool back in the pouch that he was in when the lizard was on the wall.
I think Rumpadump's with me.
Okay.
Yeah, you said.
And
I
you have
was-
stool, you said?
Galabagool gonna follow us. I do have stool. How's he gonna get there?
You're gonna
He can float,
swim.
but like, can he float in a direction?
If I tie a rope around Globagool, does it instantaneously melt?
Not instantly, and like not enough that it's like completely useless.
Yeah.
If there was enough like tension pulling against it, it's possible that it would sort of
Snap sooner.
move. Well, right, like be more engulfed rather than just like on the outside.
So, hear me out. Okay. If there was a magic item inside of Globagool, and you had a rope tied to the magic item, and you were pulling him with it tied to him,
Like using it as an anchor?
The rope that is inside of him is going to burn up. And
That
it's
is
going to
true.
release the magic.
It will do
Yes,
that.
It will. You bring up a valid point.
Isn't magic kind of like magnetism, where anything that touches it is also just inherently magical?
Nope.
Alright. Well, Globagool, do you think you can swim across this?
this is a good time for me to be honest with you. I do not know how to swim.
But you swam before. You floated before.
Did I?
Yes.
Okay, so when you say swim,
Well, actually, here's another question. Do you think that you could go under that water and just travel along the bottom of the river and then come back up on the other side?
at least from again, he saw that the ground under the river is only like 4 or 5 feet down
Yeah.
directly in front of you. He's like taller than.
Yeah,
than
he's
that would be.
indomitable. He's good. Let's
Yeah.
go.
He steadfast in this
Try,
river.
try to make yourself like.
Oh, here's an
long-
idea.
Along the river.
Here's an idea. We have Globagool to our left, blocking the flow of the current, and we just walk beside it.
There we go.
So who remembers when you found Globagool?
I remember him
So
floating
that sounds like a great idea, unless Globagol gets pushed.
into
with
us,
the-
and then we all
yeah,
get trucked.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I thought
It's okay, guys. I got this.
On the bright side, we wouldn't drown.
I thought about that as well.
We found him in
But
a
it seemed
temple. I
Yeah.
wasn't here for
Yeah,
And
that.
then
so
the
That's
we-
true. You don't remember.
We broke
The
we
temple
broke the
filled
wall
with
open,
water, and he
yeah,
floated
and he
up
floated
with
up.
us.
Well, if this is a skill challenge, we probably don't have to worry about it.
We're tying the rope to
Stop
him.
that metagaming. You're gonna make this harder.
We have to have something, so we'll tie a rope around him.
Okay.
Because you can't just be like, and Globagool makes it too, because
Because
friendship.
reasons.
Sure, we can.
I mean, roll friendship.
I mean, you can turn yourself
It's always a 20, Lenny. It's always a 20.
If I turn that 6 upside down, then add 11 to it, you're right. So I got a natural 20. Friendship.
That is impressive.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
So
Alright, we're doing it.
It's fine.
so with the skill challenge,
Yes.
it is basically you come up with not necessarily a clever way, but a way to utilize skills that you have to help to assist in your crossing the river.
I would like to tell the river. I would like to persuade the river to stop flowing for a moment.
How far can I throw
I'd
it?
like to play a ballad or play a jaunty tune to inspire everyone to.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. My skills are gonna be pretty much useless
You
against
can
the water.
inspire one skill challenge that gets decided upon while you're doing this.
Okay.
I would like
Can
to.
I play theme music as we go across?
Sure.
Oh,
Okay.
It's not just beyond the river bend. I don't know. I'll talk to you.
Pretty much.
can I try to identify some places in the opposite wall where I think the rock,
End of
like,
sentence.
where
Where
I think
I
that
think.
like the rocks might be loose, so that if I shot some fire at them, they would fall into the river and maybe slow the stream a bit. I'm trying to make it
Oh,
dam.
like big rocks,
Yeah.
not like.
Little pebbles.
Yeah.
So
Or
that if you shot your magic at it for long enough, you could maybe do that.
yeah.
But it's like I could give you a pickaxe and say, sure, yeah, go ahead and try and cave it in. And it's just going to take a really long time. So I'm going to say that's not applicable for the purposes of this skill challenge.
Can I look for places in the river's movement where the stream is, maybe the current isn't as strong or the footing is better to help guide ourselves across using investigation?
Sure.
A total of 17.
17. Okay. That is one success. You are able to spot basically two spots where in the river where there's sort of a disrupting ripple to the current.
So the caller.
What?
It works a little caller. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Or
Basically, it's hitting something.
Underwater.
It's hitting something on the ground that's just disrupting the flow. And there's a couple spots like that along the way.
We're not there! There! Go! Fast!
Ceremony takes a little too long to cast.
So can I use performance for doing that?
I mean, you can roll a performance for playing music, but it doesn't actually help you cross the river.
But
You doing that is you getting to inspire somebody for one of these skill checks.
Okay. I will. Oh, I have an idea.
You know what? Actually, so this isn't going to be one of the skill challenges, but roll a performance check, and depending on your performance check, that will affect how many people you can inspire during this skill challenge.
All right.
that's interesting.
24.
24. Okay.
Yes.
You can inspire 2 people on this skill challenge.
Well then, Unspire.
I mean, you just... Well, no, I guess... No, never mind. Because you do have to pick the person normally when you do it. I'm like, but you can use it after, but you don't assign it after. You just use it after.
So I'll give one to Yormik and one to. I feel like you'll be fine. Who?
I feel like no, it's up to you.
Zatuel? We'll give the other
You can
one.
inspire Galapagos.
Yeah, he's dead.
We'll inspire Zatuel.
Okay.
This is
And then I'm going to.
Who's buzzing on the table
Me.
a lot?
About 4 times.
Does it have to be something we're proficient in?
That is generally encouraged, but I'm not going to say it's a hard and fast rule. If you've got something clever that you can still manage to do. Like, I'm not going to let Zatuo try and roll an Arcana check or anything like that, but within reason, sure.
So I'm
Just
gonna,
because you're not proficient in athletics doesn't mean you can't try and do something athletic for a skill challenge.
Yeah. So I'm going to try. Oh, I'm so 50-50 on this, but whatever. I'm going to try and get the rope, like, because I have a ton. So not only am I tying it around Galapagos, but I'm going to, for whoever is willing, like, tie us together to, like, make, like, a chain so that we're tethered to one another.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I'm going to take, like, I'm going to take the front so that I can, like, try and hold steady. So if anybody does, like, go stray, I'm going to take the brunt of the tension
Okay, so your plan is...
to be, like, the anchor.
Okay, but you guys are basically planning on Pirates of the Caribbean walking across this river. That kind of
Yeah.
thing. Okay.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Let's go check.
So roll...
He's going to
I
decide.
have no idea.
We'll make this a...
Athletics?
Well, so him trying to anchor everyone, I would definitely say is athletics. Yeah, so we'll go with that.
That's what I was going for, but I didn't know what you were going to make it, so I just
Can
was
I-
like...
No,
Can
I
I
mean,
take-
it's so like that part is generally more up to you. I just
Yeah.
wasn't sure if it was going to be like survival for the everyone being tied off together or...
I want to safely play from across using Arcana.
17.
17?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's
You
what
want
I
to
roll.
use your...
I didn't get an inspiration.
You did not.
Oh, we did not.
It was
Okay.
Zatuo and Yormik. Can I offer to like take some of the like extra bags and stuff and sort of like balance them like on my lizard with me using acrobatics?
Or counterweight.
So you're trying to put more load on the lizard, basically, or
Yeah, and then just sort of like balancing all that as we go across, so that like other people don't have to worry about it.
okay. Yeah. Roll an acrobatics check.
28.
28. Jesus. Okay.
Yeesh. What a beast.
See, got the bad ones out early. Can't learn undercommon to save my life, but I can balance stuff.
We all know your knowledge checks are always.
Hey man, if anyone gets plane shifted, I'm your guy. To tell you they're getting plane shifted.
Hey, this happened.
You guys, he just got plane shifted. Did you stop it? No.
No, I tried.
I just saw it happen.
I mean, I knew it happened.
I'm aware that it happened. Wanted you all to know that I know.
Lower bar.
Okay. Any other ideas? You
I-
can also have your NPC people try things as well.
Oh, I wanted Zatuo to try. Go ahead with Zatuo.
It was to keep the animals calm.
That's exactly what I was
Yeah.
gonna do. I was gonna have Zatuo like go to each of like the animals and like throughout it make sure that like they were staying calm.
Okay. Animal handling for sure.
Go ahead, roll it.
Now the count.
No.
Zatuo has.
Is it another 2?
Yeah.
I think it's a fail.
2
Yeah.
plus 2 plus whatever
7.
Zatuo's. Yeah.
It's 5, 8 max.
There's 7.
Let's say it's 7.
Wait, he's a +7 animal handling?
No, he's plus
Oh,
3.
7 total. Okay.
Best case
All
it's
right.
an 8.
That is your first failure. Did not pull off the clean sweep today.
No.
Man, Anson, come on.
Manson,
Come on,
can you
son.
intimidate the river?
Man, this is
You can
not
also-
my strong point.
You can also just give me ideas for things you want to try, and I can figure out a skill for it or some check for it.
I already did something, so I can't do anything else, right? So
Yeah, the Jim Jar and Eldeth. What can they
Is
do?
there a way you could use stealth?
I don't think so.
Eldith's decent at survival.
hmm.
Maybe Eldith could try to look for sure footing along the riverbed as we're crossing.
Yeah.
Or maybe have her go across a little bit ahead and like tie down or take the rope and like pin it to the ground the other side so it doesn't
Yeah.
move.
Yeah.
Okay.
Used one of my javelins.
Yeah.
I don't-
No,
I-
go
actually-
ahead and roll.
Oh, no,
Wickham
Wickham
has Pythons,
Wickham
yeah.
has Pythons.
Roll this survival.
Eldith survival.
Eldith's
Ooh.
failure.
It's a 5.
5. Grand
Plus-
total of 10.
Rip us.
All right.
Maybe I could use message as we're walking along to help communication as we cross this river.
If you see somebody struggling. or
Yeah.
something.
I am scraping the bottom of the barrel here. I'm good at magic and talking, and
Yeah.
neither of those things are
you
great
could,
right
you
now.
can help communicate amongst the group where like Nero is needed in certain
Right?
places.
Yeah, that's where I was going with the.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or like watch it like to let someone know that someone else has slipped or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. For this, we're just gonna do a generic charisma check.
Okay.
Your Overwatch. No.
Damn.
You are inspired.
Well, you have inspiration.
Oh, okay.
Use
Yeah.
it.
what was it?
D8.
It's a 4.
It's not a 1.
Ooh, that's a 1.
That's alright, so 5 plus
9.
Yikes. You only have a +4. Come on, man.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Damn.
started off strong with 3 successes.
Then
Bookended it with 3 solid failures. So you
Get swept down the river and die.
Yeah.
you all drown.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Well, I mean, somebody drowned at one point, didn't they?
Leading us one
Your
session.
mix long lost son comes through the door.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Unsurprising.
Yeah.
The most surprising thing is that there was someone that would have a son with you.
Yeah.
I
Hey.
wish freaking.
Hey,
ouch.
ooh, wowzers.
That's pretty rough.
I
man.
wish that freaking Nye was here because my other idea was to try and throw a javelin into like the surface at the other end to be something as like a anchor.
Okay,
pole.
so give me your marching order with these dudes.
I was on Nero's lizard.
I am
Yeah.
not.
So, is this you? For now.
Oh yes, sorry.
I was
He
with
was
this
like
one.
blankly staring.
Yeah.
at
Let's
Zatu
talk
is
to
probably
me.
somewhere
Like,
towards the middle.
uh-huh.
Bryn is at the
Let's figure
back
out what
with
kind of
Rumpadump.
fight
And Eldith is toward the front with me, right? Because she's identified.
Yeah, this
so.
looks right. And Jim Jar's with Eldith, maybe? Or he's with Zatuo, probably.
This is
There's
fine,
a
guys.
It's actually a water elemental.
I can
The
kill
whole
that.
river.
That's fine.
Can I kill the river?
I
No,
tried.
I should have.
Vow of enmity on the
played
river.
announcer as performance. That's what I should have.
I thought of that as for you.
That's what I should. I was trying to think of a way to use performance, and I'm like, I'm sure there is a way, and I just can't think of it. So my acrobatics is also very, very good. I just use it way less.
Right. And you have expertise in extra acrobatics?
It's a +9.
Damn, son.
Yeah.
This is how
Well,
we
that's
kill
right, because
Zatsu.
you have like massively awesome.
The
Proficiency
things.
stuff.
Yeah, I think my expertise is persuasion and acrobatics, so I get the plus, like the extra +3. My
Yeah.
dex is +3.
I did this wrong.
Hmm.
No, it's okay. It's just reverse of what I thought it was. Infinitely better than
I feel like
me
we're gonna
using
end
my
up on
spin.
one side of this river, and they're gonna end up on another side. Where's Galabagul? Is he in the back?
Yeah.
He was the first to cross. We talking about?
He's done.
Oh, yeah,
he's already
he's-
passed. He's
yeah,
in
he's
the
I
side
already
over
made
here.
it. He went while we were discussing. We were deliberating, and he was like, "I'm gonna just go."
We're like all talking, huddled up. We're like, all right, we ready? And Globgul's just on the other side. Okay, guys, I'm over here now.
What's taking so long?
Globgul,
And the-
He's on the back.
Yeah.
God, he's so huge. Oh, man. So
so very
You-
curious to know whether or not we're supposed to have Globgul with us.
We're definitely not.
um,
There's no way that he was supposed to survive the Demogorgon showing up with that kind of speed.
At some point in the guidebook, it's just like if the players have made it this far with Globagul, be sure to kill him off at this point. It's going to be way too hard
just
to
get
continue
rid
with
of
the
him.
players.
Yeah.
okay.
And
So-
The amount that we've gone through to keep this, to let this keep with us, is insane.
It is hilarious.
It's actually
Okay.
from like
We
a
bought
game,
a carriage for him.
from like a gaming standpoint, it's a terrible idea.
Oh yeah.
This is a miserable idea.
Oof.
That is a big oof.
That's further than where we wanted to be.
That's upriver, right?
Yeah, it's going that way.
Yeah.
No. So you are. I mean, so
We're still walking,
you
right?
still make progress. Yeah, but it's
It's a quick river.
yes.
Okay.
Also, are you guys riding the lizards tied up in
That
all of
was
this?
the
I was planning
idea.
on that.
Yeah.
I can't touch the bottom and have my head above water.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, so all of your lizards are large creatures too.
Mhm.
Do you have enough rope?
Yeah, I have a
Okay.
boatload.
Okay.
I had a ton.
There are better places to keep your rope.
Well, you know, that one's the
but
most
no
convenient.
better place to measure it.
That's true.
It's like a mile of intestines.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Okay, we'll say there on one lizard.
This seems.
I mean, we
keep
could
moving
potentially just
further.
have our lizards hold on to each other
I think I have like
and just bridge this river
Like-
with lizards.
300 feet of
That's
rope.
I'm
Each
moving this
lizard.
just so it's not on
Yeah.
your shit.
No, it's fine. I can move my stuff as well.
I think I have like 300 feet of rope, Kevin.
Okay, yeah, no, that's fine.
The freeze frame of my face in this freeze frame.
Okay.
Is this stream frozen?
And is it going this direction?
This
Is it going towards me or towards Lenny?
towards you.
Towards you.
Great.
So, you begin crossing the river
me dice.
slowly but surely. Those were going to be the lizards on
But
the
then you
thing.
decided it wasn't worth it.
Yeah. You make it most of the way across Nero.
Mhm.
But you can tell as Yormik continues calling out to all of you that your daisy chain of your companions is being just like slowly pulled downriver. You make a pretty decent attempt to anchor them, so you're not completely past your mark. But it's making it really tough even on you, just given the pulling on this rope behind you. Because not only are you anchoring them from the front, they're literally like an anchor to you.
Yeah.
the craziest resistance wind sprints that you could possibly imagine.
I tap my boots of speed and book it.
Cast haste on it.
Haste me. I just like pulling the sled.
Should really haste Glopagool.
Um,
Let him move 20 feet around.
He'll probably get exhausted halfway through him. Just float away.
so
like-
you make it most of the way across. Then before the current slows for a second.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's probably okay.
It's probably fine.
It's really fine. It's fine.
It's probably fine.
But you notice that where it's pulling up is anything but natural. A
Rivers don't just slow
wave of like a wad of water starts forming and pulling up, and before you can call it out to yourselves and get ready for what's about to hit you, but this wall of water is just released and comes and batters all of you.
Great.
So everyone is going to need to make a strength saving throw.
Oh,
great.
Those.
Our party is so good at these.
Oh, yeah.
Who's within 10 feet of me, they get an extra.
Oh, nice.
I am.
He's like, oh, thank God.
They get an extra +2.
Huh.
All right. So +2.
There's a strength saving throw, you
This-
said?
Does Stool have minus to strength?
Did he say strength?
Yes, he did.
17.
Stool has very low strength. Do you not have the stool sheet? Somebody has them.
I think you might.
No.
I have stool. I have stool.
What is Stool's bonus?
-1.
Is it actually?
Yes.
Okay.
That's not
Great.
Same with Rumpadump. Let's see
We're
what
doing
Rumpadump-
good.
Rumpadump's got a 14. Oh, not near me.
Yeah.
Not near.
What'd you get?
Not near
I got.
Come to the one near you.
I got an 18.
You the stranger.
Did you do
+2.
Galapagos?
I did not yet.
Do all of our lizards need them?
That's a good question. I would say yes.
+2 to strength, guys.
Why is that the best roll?
18 for my lizard.
Globagul's good.
Stool and I both rolled an 11.
13 for me.
17 for me and 18 for my lizard, which you are riding on.
My lizard got a 4.
18
good.
for me and 19 for my lizard. Me and my lizard are doing great.
Okay, so the magic number for this save is 15.
Yay!
Anyone else is effectively grappled by the water. Yeah, if it's large or smaller, it is grappled. Until this grapple ends, the target is restrained and unable to breathe unless it can breathe water.
No, would have been smart.
I have gills.
Your skill.
Huh.
Getting large.
It only lasts for 1 minute.
It does only last for 1 minute. Also, it can still grapple large creatures that large or smaller.
Oh, no, I just meant for the skill challenge.
That's true.
And
I hope you weren't attached to this character.
Why? We're fine up front.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, I failed to save, but I'm on a lizard that passed. So I don't know what that means.
so, Nero. Wait, sorry. Your save, you
I was
passed
17, yeah.
17. Okay, so you are able to break out of the strange hold that the water almost had on you, and after you get out of the water and try to sort of regain your standing and see what happened to the rest of your allies, this strange humanoid shape approaches you and takes a swing. And we're going to roll initiative.
And as I get out and I wipe my eyes, I'm like, son of a...
Goodness gracious.
It's 1.
I'll roll
13.
for Stool.
It's
13
that's
for
an
me.
underline?
Does my lizard get its initiative?
Why is it just an
Alright,
underline?
Caleb,
Is it
I need
like-
to exchange these
Kidding.
dice.
If you're-
I'm kidding.
if you're
We're
mounting
not
out
gonna
on-
do that. It's
yeah.
gonna be
Done with
obnoxious
those.
if we had
Dude,
six
glitter dice is best.
six things.
No, it's not. It rolled.
No, dude, watch.
Stool got a natural 20.
Oh,
in
you
his,
messed it up.
Initiative.
Oh, see, we're okay.
Still got a natural 20. He has a minus, I'm pretty sure.
17.
No, it's 0.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 'cause
Alright,
he's
alright.
dead.
I'm impressed.
We're getting there.
And
there.
Rumpadump got a 9. And Galapagos got a -2. Globagool has a -2 on
Solid.
initiative.
Yormek has a 4. No, wait, 6.
Dude, intimidate the water.
I'm trying. I will now.
Okay. Other initiatives?
2.
2.
Yeah. I'm talking about Wickham.
Who?
That's Vera.
11.
11.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm sorry.
Stranger.
Okay. Zatuo.
I can be him.
I'll roll it.
Oh, I was about to. Plus
9
4.
plus 4 is 13.
He tied me.
You're at 13 also?
Are you grappled right now?
I am so grappled.
I like this elemental.
So is Stool.
Look at him. He's like, yo!
What did we do on Eldest and
Coming in
Jimjar?
for that high five.
Coming in for that.
Eldith and Jimjar?
Whatever. They'll be bunched up with the.
I got this.
No, he's
other
got his
NPC
sheet.
squad.
Go for it.
Initiative.
Just add the
I can
dex.
be.
Right. Ildith is 14. Jimjar is 7.
Okay.
It's probably fine.
It's probably fine.
Okay. So
All right.
the water elemental approaches you and makes 2 slam attacks with these it's water arms almost just come down and just smack you and bludgeon you. And it's going to be an 18 and a 17.
18 meets the armor
18
class.
meets? Okay. So
17
that's going to be
misses.
1 hit. So you're going to take 12
Must be the
points
black.
of bludgeoning damage
12.
as it just comes up and just
Ow.
bashes you. Okay, and then after that, we have Stool. You go, buddy.
Stool does.
Yeah,
Nothing.
you got it. Well, he's got to
Oh, he's got to
ungrapple.
break. Oh, he's gonna try and break the grapple.
Yeah, he's oofed.
So Stool's gonna try and break out of this grapple.
Okay. So go ahead and roll a. It's a,
Strength check.
Whoo! Stool.
it's a like
Getting
an athletics
fierce.
or acrobatics.
Okay, acrobatics then, because that's a +0, so 17.
17. Okay, yeah. So Stool actually, even while this is happening, breaks free of your grasp and manages to climb forward and up onto the neck of the lizard, almost on top of its head, so that he's out of the water and he is not grappled and not unable to breathe. Go Stool. All right, man. After Stool, it is Eldith's go. Did she pass? I forget.
She failed.
She failed? Okay. Then
You
she
rolled
is-
like a 14 for her, right? I think Eldith failed.
14.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't roll her strength.
You did.
I didn't roll strength check for her. I rolled her initiative.
Right, so now you can try and roll her strength check to break it, right?
She
Because
does.
she failed the...
Fails?
Okay,
Okay.
double.
All right.
Ginger.
Then she continues to be
Yes.
unable to breathe,
Eventually.
and I'm going to look up the rules for how drowning works.
Doesn't it take X amount of... Oh, maybe she didn't have a chance to hold her breath. She just got nailed.
Right.
So it's also not just like, oh man, I'm struggling to stay afloat and drowning. It's,
You were being whelmed.
yes.
Walloped.
Somebody's piloted one of these in a fight before.
It was pretty great. It's like the opposite of what you want to have happen to you.
Yeah, like not drowning.
Yeah, yeah.
How quickly are we moving through here?
So it is at about. So you can go individually. So if your whole group is moving, you can get like 15 feet if everyone's sort of moving in tandem. Obviously, you can't. Well, so you theoretically could pass someone who's in front of you, but that also sort of messes with your
Tension.
the tension on the rope.
Okay.
and any movement in against the flow of the river is limited to 5 feet per round.
Okay.
Okay, so I cannot find the stupid drowning rules, which is kind of frustrating.
Yeah. Why are you using your fancy schmancy new board?
I don't have your passive stuff pasted and taped on that one yet, but it looks so cool. It does.
His
It really
new
does.
Don't you just,
DM shield.
did you get the collector's one? The limitation one?
No, he got the one for this campaign.
Yeah, the Underdark out of the Abyss one.
It's sweet.
I just got one too.
After 1+ con minutes of holding your breath underwater, you fall unconscious. Your hit points fall to 0.
1+ con minutes?
Yep.
Okay.
Of holding your breath.
Right, okay. So we're going to go with you've each got a minute of air while you're grappled by this thing. Because you were prepared, but also not like, okay, let's go underwater.
Yeah.
And jumping like that. Okay. So, Nero, you are now up.
After getting pummeled by
Yeah.
this thing, I'm like, this is not the time, and I am not in the mood for this. So I vow of enmity this thing straight up. I'm just pissed. I just swallowed water and then got drilled in the face. So I'm taking a swing.
Swallow that drill, got it.
Yes. In that order. 23 on the first swing.
That will probably hit.
Divine Smite level 2.
Okay, we run. We book it. Up here.
Just barely missed. Oh.
Where are my dice? There it is. Okay.
It's an AC of 24.
That's fine.
It's fine.
Easy.
It's probably fine.
It's probably fine. Get him.
Do we think fire is good and turns this to steam?
No.
That's an oof for that.
Yormik
thing.
has been burned by his spells.
Also, I realized that I was rolling. I was not rolling enough.
24 plus my
D8s.
yeah, so 28 on the first swing.
It's
28,
for
all right.
level 1, 3d8.
Yeah.
So
28
No,
points
that
of
was level
damage.
2.
You basically like
No, that was
cleave
level 1,
off one of its like watery columns that are, for
Oh,
all
wait.
intents and purposes,
Wait.
arms right now.
Wait, one more. I got
Right.
32 actually.
What is that for?
I
Because of the
wasn't
level 2
rolling enough
Divine
last
Smite.
time.
It's 2d8 for
Yep.
level 1, and then an extra d8 for every level of spell slot above.
Yeah,
Yeah, he wasn't rolling enough
spell?
last week.
I was
Divine
told
Smite.
it was 1 for level 1 and 2 for level
No, it's
2.
2 for level 1.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mitch.
And I was like, I don't remember ever seeing Lenny roll 1d8. with
I
this
no,
attack.
I also was confused.
Okay, sorry. So wait, what was the extra?
32 damage.
So it's 32,
32.
so an extra 4 from what I already said.
All right, 32 damage. Yeah, you literally take off one of the like columns of water that are its arms that just slammed into you.
Yeah,
go ahead and
yes.
make your second attack.
Oh yeah, you know it. And that's a 24.
24.
Just a level 1 Divine Smite this time.
Okay. A cool 2d8 coming at
Oh.
Alright, so 5, 9, 17, and plus my 4, so 21 this time.
you. Jeez. All right. So there's a grand total of 53 points of damage from your 2 attacks. You basically just cleave straight through both of its arms, and they just are gone. There's just nothing but water. All right.
So like I'm like
And you also were not drowning already.
correct. So can I also? I don't know which one of these I'm in. I was just gonna move 5.
You're like
more.
right in front of them.
I know, but I'm within 3 squares right now. Okay, so I'm right there.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna move just 5 more.
Okay.
Towards this, and that's it. And like at this point, I'm like, because I'm like pulling people and swinging at this. I'm just pissed.
Yep.
Like Nero's just absolutely like you see him raging. This is like Bryn death level of raging right now.
Okay, Zatuo is up next.
what that looks like.
Is Zatu whelmed at the moment? Or is he being...
Yeah.
Yes?
Okay. You failed with him, didn't you?
I don't think I rolled his saving throw.
Somebody
For
rolled
drowning.
it.
I'll
and
roll
he
the
failed.
initial save. 10. He failed.
Okay. So yes, he will need to use an action. To try and break
Acrobatics, you said, is an option?
the grapple. Yeah,
He's gonna-
acrobatics or athletics.
He's going to do acrobatics.
Makes sense.
24.
Easy.
24 easily
colors.
is able to maneuver his body and just and escape the grasp of the water surrounding him.
He's going to move his lizard up to be basically in line with Eldith. Behind. Like right there.
Okay. Bryn, you are up.
I forgot.
I'm gonna move me in
Look, he's like patting my
Obviously,
head.
like that, forward a little bit and up a little bit. Then what do we think we do here? I don't know what this thing's gonna be good at. Let's try. Let's try just doing some dissonant whispers on this boy.
Okay. What do
This
you
boy.
say to it?
For this, I just like whisper super creepy stuff that I'm not comfortable saying on stream.
I'm
Okay,
gonna
we're fine with
slurp
her.
you up.
We are a mature stream, Caleb.
I'm already inside of you.
Oh my god.
Amazing.
That was disturbing.
That was awesome.
That was great though. Natural 17.
Ooh, that's gonna do it.
And it's wisdom, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's +0. So 17 is gonna succeed.
What's your, like, 16?
But you think you see the water blush.
It does take half of 3d6 damage.
Oh, sorry. That's
Yeah.
Dissonant Whispers, not.
Not vicious mockery.
That's what I was
Right.
thinking. My bad.
I would have really liked an extra swing.
5.
5 points of psychic damage.
Get it.
Okay.
I'll give inspiration to. I'll give inspiration to Yormik.
Thank
He
you.
seems to need it today.
I'm drowning.
Yormik, do anything. I'm just
Does
like
he have to
waving
be
my
able to
hand.
hear you to get inspired?
I feel like that makes sense.
And so I know that if, like, the both of you are underwater and you do that,
That can hear
he
you.
can hear you. But I don't know if doing it into the water
appreciate it.
when he's inside of the water, I don't know if that... Make a performance check.
Oh, please.
This is going to be a tougher DC, but we'll see if you can do it.
24.
24. You are not inspired.
Oh!
It was...
25?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think I would have made it.
Of course. Okay. Anything else, Brinster?
That is all.
All right. Rumpedump, who is almost certainly drowning.
Oh,
Yeah, he's drowning.
Undrown him.
Go ahead.
I got his. He's still drowning.
Do they need to breathe?
Yes.
Okay. Are we sure they don't get watered by this?
They just grow.
Maybe. they come out of here just like swole.
Yeah, Stuhl's like.
They call me Rip-to-Dump.
Somehow sounds worse.
It does. It really does. Okay. Jim Jar is up next.
Amazing. Jim Jar? Jim
Yes.
Jar has 17 on his strength saving throw.
Okay, then he is not, in fact, drowning.
And he would have done acrobatics, right? So he'd be even better.
Yeah, he'd be
Well,
fine
his
either
strength
way.
saving throw, not acrobatics.
True.
No, the
okay.
second time you try and get out.
So
you
he'll
just do
move
athletics
forward,
or
sort of in that
strength
similar
or,
cluster.
But he wouldn't have had to do that.
Hey,
Because
but you rolled his save the first time he failed.
No,
Eldeth.
that was Eldeth who failed.
Okay.
First one was
Um,
saving throw, the second one was
Thought you
Ginger
rolled
saving
4
throw.
with him.
That was Eldeth's strength saving throw. I rolled.
Yormik, it is your turn.
I will attempt to be
And you are
not
drowning.
drowning.
All right.
You're also not inspired.
8.
Said.
You continue.
No, it's a 9
Ginger.
plus
9.
something else.
9. A 10.
9.
Sorry, 10.
But you
10.
can you can use your acrobatics instead of athletics.
11.
Closer.
If we come up with 4 more reasons, I think we're okay.
I can count.
Albuquerque, 12.
Yeah.
It's just, you continue to drown and be
That's
grappled.
fine. I'm good with it. Can I move?
You cannot.
Okay.
You are effectively restrained.
Can you cast a spell?
You could,
If I subtle spell.
but that would if you subtle spell, yes, that would not give up the oxygen that's in your lungs.
Sure. I will subtle spell chromatic orb at this thing. Can I make a perception check to see if I see it? Because I feel like that's super unlikely.
Make
that
a
I would
perception
even see
check
it.
at disadvantage.
Yeah. 5. Not sure.
You're
Yeah.
disoriented by the water that's surrounding you
Um.
and not able to make out the creature at the front of your column.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's fine. I can't see it. I don't know. And I used my action, so.
Gargle, gargle.
Yeah.
The
There's
key is
a
that you
Yargle.
don't say anything.
When does Galabagul go?
He is dead last,
Oh, okay.
and Vera is up now.
He's still last.
I got a natural 1 in mine, and this shit is.
I've ended up at a
-2,
-2. He's like -4.
Yeah, I
dexterity
rolled a
modifier.
2 and he has -4.
God damn it. Yeah. Well, I thought I was going to ask for sure.
Okay, so I can cast spells, but it requires oxygen in my lungs, unless it's semantic only.
Unless you subtle spell.
Yeah.
I can't do that. And otherwise I'm grappled. I'm like restrained. So I guess I'm just gonna try and not be stuck. Is that an
Okay.
Action.
Yes.
Okay.
So make an athletics or acrobatics check.
3.
You did it.
You continue to be grappled
You did it.
and unable to breathe,
Okay.
That's fine.
and also restrained and unable to move.
Move like 9 more turns.
Globagul is up last, and he can't be drowning, though he can be grappled. So I'll roll for that.
I don't remember if I rolled high enough for him to be grappled or not.
That's okay. There's just so many people. I'm just gonna re-roll it. 7.
Alright, so he's got to try and break it.
Yes.
12.
12 is not enough. So Globagul is unable to make progress towards moving forward. And actually, so slide him another 5 feet towards Jordan.
Do I also need to be slid? Where's my lizard hanging in there?
Because your lizard has a climbing speed, I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt that they have a decent amount of grip on the bottom of the riverbed.
Since they can walk upside down on ceilings.
Yes.
That
You know.
seems pretty fair.
Oh, except all that stuff's water soluble and y'all are just swept away. Sucks to suck.
If they hit a
Okay, top of the order. It is the creature's turn again.
Bring it on, nerd. Do your worst. Sod off. You wanker.
Yeah, you got real cockney while you were gone.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Water
And a
elements
little
and
bit
Hell's
embarrassing.
This isn't half as bad as the hazing at Paladin College.
Paladins!
God damn it.
There was a waterboarding. Part of the
Nero,
action.
make another strength saving throw.
Natural one.
Natural 1. Okay, so the creature moves into the same space as you.
Ow.
And you are even more inside of it specifically. And so it is going to deal
He's the most inside of it.
13 points of bludgeoning damage as it slams into you and just engulfs you. So you are also grappled and restrained.
Okay. and restrained?
Yes.
So I can't attack.
You can't move, and your attacks have disadvantage.
Okay, so normal, since I
Yep.
have advantage.
All right, and it is Stool's turn.
Can Stool
Who's
aid
not
me?
drowning?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
We'll roll a what? So,
Or even just use like the aid action to give me advantage on being undrowning.
yeah. Roll an athletics or acrobatics check for Stool.
12?
And
12?
It's a -1 because it's actually it's plus
Acrobatics.
0. Plus
yeah,
0.
12.
Okay, I'll give it to you. He musters his little myconid strength and attempts to pull you out of the water that is just engulfing you currently.
Thank you.
So yes, he will aid you on your turn when you attempt to break out.
Beautiful.
And we are back to Eldith, who, god damn it, yeah, I should have
Failed last
brought the
time.
thing. Failed. Okay, so she needs to roll another
Go for
attempt
it.
to bust out of the grapple.
Because you rolled
Oh my god,
another 3.
I'm not liking these dice so far.
That's rough. All right, Eldith is still restrained and gets another tick in the running out of oxygen category. Nero.
Alright, so what might be smart, you think, would be to try and break out. But I'm just going to swing.
Do it.
Okay,
Smack.
That's a 25.
that'll hit.
Nope.
And since
Yeah.
it's always prepared due to the friend inside my head, I'm
Yeah.
going to Searing Smite. No, it's just not as good. It's only... I also have to say it beforehand, so Divine Smite level 1.
Okay.
Get him.
Also, it's like, a creature made of water.
Yeah, but I'll evaporate his ass.
Just as it
Yeah,
is.
but I'm worried about the rest of him.
Well, I already took his arms away. If I take his ass, he can't move anymore.
True.
That's not.
Yes, it is. That's
You're
better.
telling me you know about water elemental
9.
anatomy. That's its center of
So
mass.
13.
I do.
18.
Yes, you do.
18 total damage?
Yeah.
Like
All
to be
right.
known that I know about water elementals.
I'll let the record
Okay.
state.
Solid hit.
Second attack. 24.
Yep.
Jeez.
Divine Smite level 1.
Do no wrong. Get him
Oh,
again.
so you're just rolling straight, right?
Yeah.
Rolling straight fire, more like it.
Yeah. 10,
Rolling straight electricity.
18 plus my force of 22.
22. Jesus.
Sit down.
You've done 98 damage in 4 attacks, just so you know.
I wanted to
In
die.
2 turns.
In 2 turns. So if you guys ever were like, man, this monster hits really hard, just remember what I have to race against. Alright, yes, you just are cleaving swaths of this creature's form off of it, which are clearly doing damage. It's not necessarily regenerating, though, but it's in its element. It's in a river.
Yeah.
So it still sort of comes back with new limbs to attack you with.
Can you grab
Can I-
any pop?
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
I hope you want to,
Please,
because now
yes.
everybody wants one.
Sponsored by no one.
Mr. Pibb.
But
Kayla.
hey, Pibb
RC
actually if
Cola.
you want. That's it.
Yeah.
RC Cola.
Yeah.
Ridicule Coal.
Should be in there.
Sponsored by
I thought I saw
Paladins.
Paladins.
Private
Okay.
Salune.
Zatuo's turn. He is not drowning. Thank you very much.
Thanks. I think Caleb wants it anyway.
Only the Coke is some. No, I don't even think I bought the Coke. I think the Coke was bought by someone else.
Do you want the Coke?
No.
You say you want
Also,
Is there
Modelo.
Pib? Is there more
If you
Pib?
want to sponsor us too.
That's fine.
He said E-Coke. What do you get?
That's fine.
Okay. Zatuo's turn.
Zatuo is no longer drowning.
I
I
got
think
you.
I saved last turn.
I believe that is correct.
So he's
I think
looking
it was
around
enough.
and sees this form attacking Nero and will shoot an arrow at it.
Started this game.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, you can try.
Yeah, we'll give it a shot.
Also, I mean, Eldith is also
That's what
still
you call it when you're
engulfed
imprisoned by
in the
pride.
water at the moment.
Oh, never mind. He's gonna
I
help
was thinking
her
this
get
session. I'm like, Oh, yeah, we were in the
unwhelmed.
cave.
Okay, cool. So she will have advantage on her next attempt at that.
Yeah.
And Bryn, we're back to you.
Real good. I think we're just gonna continue trying to terrify this thing into moving away, and Dissonant whispers it.
Okay.
Round 2.
Natural 2 is definitely going to fail.
Yeah.
So,
Move out of my space and flee.
these terrifying whispers come out of Bryn's mouth, and you see the form of this creature almost slither just directly away from Nero.
Smack.
Attack of opportunity with advantage now because he's not in my space, restraining me.
Nero's like, no.
I think not.
He like slides away from you, and you're like,
Yeah,
oh, okay.
Right?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, so bad. 13.
13 is
Jeez,
not
come on,
quite
man.
enough. You are released from its grasp, for lack of a better term. And the sudden rush of oxygen combined with just how having water in your eyes messes with your ability to see well.
Pure rage.
And you just you make your swing, but it just goes wide and the creature evacuates.
And 12 damage.
It's
And
balls.
12 damage. Oh, so I guess 98 wasn't you. He also did 5. So you did 93 points of damage.
See, there you go.
Come on.
Not good.
It's not like 93
Now,
damage.
so yeah, four attacks and 2 spells later, you guys have dealt 110 damage to this creature.
You guys mean those two.
The bard and the paladin.
Yeah, but
Okay, Rumpadump is next, and
Wait.
Rumpadump is still drowning.
Bards.
Bard,
Not as good.
Not
bards,
as good.
just the one, just bards.
Dude, paladins.
Bards.
Lore Bard.
Better.
Who's Laura Bard?
Norbert.
Related to Laura
My
Croft.
teacher. That's. Is anyone not drowning that's not Nero? Are
Rumpadump
you-
and
you two are both
Eldith
still drowning,
and
right?
Correct.
Drowning, yeah.
Yormik are still drowning.
That's fine.
And Vera.
Is Rumpadump going to try to be not drowning?
Yeah, when it's his turn.
It's his turn right now.
Oh, sorry. 15.
Hey,
15. Rumpadump successfully pulls himself out of the water.
Definitely
It
backflips.
was close. He would still be drowning, but he's like a solidly like 8 inches taller than Stool, and so he's able to get his head out of the water. And once again is able to breathe. After that, it is Jim Jar, and Jim Jar is actually going to hop from his tied-off lizard to Vera's tied-off lizard.
My lizard.
Sure.
Nero's lizards that Vera is
Right.
sort of on.
And he gets a natural 15 on the acrobatics check to do it, so he's fine doing that. And
That's the only
Jim Jar is going to help you escape on your turn. He's going to use the aid action, so
Okay.
you'll have advantage on your attempt to bust out of this grapple in a second.
Okay.
Yormik, we're back to you.
Look at him, he's like that. He's like, no!
hey.
Jim Jarvis is Dublin, right?
14.
Yes.
Okay.
No, you
Wait,
can
do I
use
ask?
acrobatics.
16!
Yes!
Yes!
Times where the
Yormik,
Oh my gosh.
Yormik forgets what air is, but
Yeah.
Stool, luckily Stool was there. Stool just heroically pulls Yormik from the water,
You got. You were literally
and
saved
air meets your lungs again.
by a thimble.
Whose idea was this? And we're just going to move our 3 spaces forward.
Okay. Vera, you are up again.
Alright, I'm going to. Since I had a different plan, but since I'm getting helped, I'll try to roll out of here. Roll my die with acrobatics, that is.
Okay.
Just sort of like a roll on. 17. 16.
17.
Sorry.
Crappy.
16. That is enough. With the help of Jim Jar, you are
Fantastic.
able to pull yourself free of the grapple of the water. Now it is Galapagos' turn.
I try to incapacitate it, but I feel like that's not going to stop Nero from trying to kill it.
I can't now.
Natural 2 for Globagool.
I can't
His
stop
attempt
now.
to break the grapple.
I was like, once you found Indemnity or something, I don't think I can
Globagool
try to
again
get us
is
across
swept,
without you just killing it.
Downriver another
I
10
can't
feet.
get to it.
Globagool.
And at this point, the rope is taut between Globagool
Oh, no.
and your lizard, Bryn.
Mhm.
So
Oh, boy.
you are also pulled. Yeah. Also, you can't get quite that far, Yormik, from Bryn, just because the way you're all tied off.
Sure.
Yeah, you have to go even one more.
No, that's fine. Well, because the lizards
Two
are large.
spaces between. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And yeah, so
Yeah.
it's no big. And yeah, you had 300 feet of rope, so I'm not super worried about. Oh, well, you wouldn't actually be. It's whatever. But you are still all tethered together at this point. Back to the top. The creature now recovered from
Oh no.
its strangely wounding insult that just was bandied at it. Turns
Come on,
back to all
me.
of you and disappears under the water.
Wow.
Oh god! The wave from the other direction just knocks Globagool all the way up.
The wave that was downstream coming this
All
way.
get pulled with him.
That'd be terrifying. That'd be a big fucking water elemental to do that. His big brother shows up. and
Literally
you all
the
die.
river.
Which one will hit you? Just this one.
Which one? Who did it?
Just the one guy, really.
And that guy was talking some
That
shit.
guy hurt my feelings, though.
Okay.
That guy hurt my body, and that guy hurt my feelings.
Those emotional scars will never heal.
So
As the water just reflows through it.
and the water elemental is actually going to reappear
Buy me.
right beside. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And is going to make a
Wait,
pair.
actually?
Yeah.
Oh, yay.
Oh no, he's going to.
Okay.
He's going to make a pair of slam attacks against you.
Okay. My AC is lower than Nero's.
That's true for pretty much
Yup.
everybody.
Yep. Okay.
Natural 20.
2 of them.
Double natural 20!
I didn't like this character anyway.
Jesus.
So those both hit.
Well, he did hit me for
Can I have that?
Man, you guys are so lucky. I thought about having one of these attacks go at stool.
Yeah.
That would have just straight killed him.
That's all right. I'm not out of the water yet.
So
Literally.
lucky. I mean,
Okay,
from a
so
player
the
standpoint,
first
being
slam
done with
attack
stool
against
is
you
pretty good.
is going to deal. Jesus. 25 points of bludgeoning
you're-
damage.
Hey, guess who's going to be unconscious after the second attack?
And the second
Okay.
slam.
Uh-huh.
I'm using my reaction on this one, I think. To throw a shield up between them. And absorb some of the damage.
Okay.
Can you shield natural 20s?
So, I don't know
You shield the
how
damage.
that works in relation to you hearing the damage roll, if it needs to be before or after. or...
I don't know either. It's well, I can read it here.
Is it more than 14 points of damage?
Yes.
What's it say?
I'm reading. Hold on. When the creature within 30 feet of me takes damage, so is he within 30 feet of me?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, he is.
Okay, so yeah, I'll basically say, yeah, it's when it would take damage, you can interpose the shield before
Okay.
his damage. Yeah. So basically, yeah, when you see a hit
Shield mage.
successfully hit, then you can do the
I'll
shield.
just whip my arm out, and this barely, almost translucent piece of force energy will just stop right in between where the force, the slam is going to hit you, and it'll break through it, I'm sure, but it'll still take off 16 of the damage.
16?
Yeah.
Ooh! That's great.
Well, this second critical did 17 points of damage total.
Oh.
So
But
this second slam, you see it just coming at you, and you're sure that everything's about to just go dark.
Yeah.
This shining barrier just appears in front of you, just in a flash, in a split second.
What?
And the slam attack crushes
Well, I can do that.
through the shield,
I can say-
but what hits you is
First
just
cast spells.
way less than what you imagine. So you're going to take that's going to dissipate, and
Yes.
you're going to take the remaining 1 point of damage over
Yes.
the shield's amount.
Thank you!
You're welcome.
I turned to you and I'm like,
Jesus, I can't
All
believe
right.
it's just.
All right.
I can't believe it
I
was
can do
just a double
something,
crit.
but I'm not drowning.
Oh my.
But I can see what is happening.
Okay, So that
The
was
angry
the creature's turn.
Do
It
not
is now
like drowning.
Stool's turn again.
I just want to fly over the water, but no!
Stool's gonna take the dodge action because
Yep.
Stool's not an idiot.
Hey,
The Vassar.
And now we're back to Eldith, who was still drowning and is now getting assisted by Zatuo. So she is going to try and get out of her grapple this
money.
time. And that's a natural 17. So yeah, she also is pulled from the water that seemed to just be like holding her down underneath the surface. And she is no longer drowning. So that lizard can move again since they are not restrained any further. In either direction a little bit, basically.
Question,
if you
by
want.
the way.
What's up?
Do I know what this is?
Roll a... This would be a nature check. We'll go with nature for this.
Nope.
Nope.
It's a 3.
A 3?
No way.
So it's obviously just some kind of elemental-ish creature. Like, you've been around the block enough that you would know that elementals exist.
Mm-hmm.
And this is
Seems like
an embodiment of water that is attacking you. And even though you've not personally encountered one of these, obviously, it seems like it would be. You're pretty sure that this is a treant.
Yeah. If I were Yormik, I'd be yelling, "Guys, it's a fire elemental!"
it's a rock.
It's a rock. It hits like one.
It's a
golem.
It's not a boulder. It's a rock.
Okay, so that is
vengeful
it for
Darrow
Eldith's
spirit.
turn. Now we're to the Nero again.
WWND. What would Nero do?
What can Nero do?
He can get there.
Well,
Yeah.
He can.
No, he doesn't.
Can you?
No, he can't get there with boots of speed.
because you're literally
Boots of
has
speed
like
helps specifically with your walking speed,
Oh,
and
till.
he's on a lizard though.
because this is definitely like difficult terrain, it's not just normal walking speed.
Oh, what would we do?
He's fast enough, often enough. So.
I got this.
Do I help the party or do I? Nero Valve entity.
Okay, so roll a perception check.
19.
So, after your attacks and the creature moved away, you saw Globagool and then Bryn begin to just be taken
Alright.
by the current at the back of your line.
Oh, so I'm gonna like.
Then you obviously also saw the creature come up and just pummel Yormik, for which you're considering giving it a high five later. But
Yeah. Oh man.
this one's my own fault that I'm going to push you guys off the edge of this map.
No,
Well, we
it's
did
fine.
fail though.
I'm
So-
struggling with an
It's 'cause
RP
current
dilemma.
events.
But there's also this was a case where like
I'm struggling with an RP dilemma. Would he save the group, or would he, vow of enmity, go after this thing?
I mean, he's already Valve Enmity.
He did, yeah, I know.
I mean,
That's what
can
it
you
is.
Tell
can
me.
you do both?
No.
Okay.
I guess. Alright.
Just drop the
Yeah,
sword.
he can probably. No.
The part of me that seems like that thinks that Nero is still a rationing like creature would acknowledge that like
His
we
friends
could-
are in trouble.
we
yeah,
could
yeah.
probably save the friends and then kill the elemental before
Yeah.
we can kill like once the
So-
friends are dead it's a lot easier
So,
it's a lot easier to kill the elemental after the fact than it is to bring all the friends back after the fact.
so the rope that I have, do I have a little left or no?
Given just the sheer number of creatures you had to tie it around,
I did have like, what was it, 300 or 400 feet of rope.
right? I would say yes, but it's like probably stowed in your bag of holding at the moment.
Yeah, that's fine. So what's gonna happen here is
But yeah,
with
so I'll say
my-
you probably use 200 feet of the rope
with
for
my
your current
bonus
set.
action, I'm going to Misty Step up here.
Okay. The rope is no longer attached to your waist.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
That's why I was wondering if I had more rope. So I don't know how much I can do with this, so I'm going to ask you. Because I would ideally be able to take 2 attacks, throw 1 javelin at him, but I don't know that I can do this because I want to throw some rope from my bag of holding out towards Jim Jar.
So it is an action to pull an item out of the bag of holding.
Okay. So I can't even throw
Right.
Can't even throw a javelin? I guess I just
Not
can't
if
do
they're in your
anything.
bag of holding.
Yeah, I mean they are.
Okay.
So
You can pull the rope out though.
I'll pull the rope out and stand there.
Be looking good, all gold style. Okay. Zatuo's up again.
This time, I don't think he can actively affect anything other than trying to attack this.
Yeah. I mean, so he
doesn't really have any other options. At this
right,
point.
like he and Eldest lizards are real close together, but like that's I don't know, they're nothing. It'd be tough for him to pass. He can't get much further from you where you are.
Right.
So I think that's reasonable. Sword or bow?
Bow.
Okay.
I think that's not a disadvantage, is it?
It is not a disadvantage.
All
No.
right. 2 shots with the bow.
Okay.
16 and a 17.
Uh,
Plus whatever he has.
yes, both of those will absolutely hit. So go ahead and roll damage. I think it's like 1d8 plus 4
Sweet.
each arrow.
9 on the first. 5 on the second.
Okay, so both of the arrows like hit the creature squarely and are just sort of floating around inside it after they make contact. They're not as effective as they would be on a normal fleshy meat bag type creature.
Seems valid.
All right, Bryn, we're back to you.
All right. I'm going to
Bring it to win it.
make a this large array of sort of glowing, winding lights and patterns appear in the air that seems to center a little bit behind the elemental, but catches the elemental in it.
Okay.
So that's going to be a hypnotic pattern.
All right.
That's
That
a
is
wisdom
a
save.
wisdom save. Okay. 14 total.
That fails.
Okay.
Hey!
All right.
What is the condition that it applies?
So he is now incapacitated and has a speed of 0 for the next minute.
Okay.
So
It's immune to a lot of conditions, but
so-
not incapacitated.
he is
Wow.
charmed by the spell. It says.
So if we touch him, does he get uncharmed?
I don't know.
It is not immune to
Okay.
charms.
So yes, if it takes damage, or if someone else uses an action to shake the creature out of its stupor. So after that, and seeing that the spell has taken hold, I'm going to shout out to the rest of the group, not to touch it. It's charmed. Leave it alone. Let's get across and deal with it once we're across safely.
Okay.
And then I'm going to inspire Glopagul.
Oh wait, except that he speaks with telepathy, and you can't
Yeah.
really gargle that. I
So
guess.
he's
But
he's gargling.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Like Glopagul, you can just.
It's really hard to both pretend to drown and do the Glopagul voice at the
Yeah.
same time without it sounding just really extra stupid. Okay.
So we have 1 minute to get across this river and then deal with this if we need to.
All right. So the creature is charmed. You have a minute. What are you guys doing?
So I was gonna
Help me
toss
across?
the rope out to them
What does that mean?
and
Yeah.
try and be like
Well, hope
try and start
that Nero
pulling
can give
to
us some
pull
aid
like to
being on
get
the other
people
side
back
now.
in.
Okay. So make have Jimjar roll an acrobatics check to catch the rope that you're tossing to it.
10.
10? Okay. It's not that far. He's able to grab the lassoed end of it. And just holds on for dear life and tries to keep going. The problem is that Globagul has yet to pass the grapple save,
Yeah.
and is still sort of being taken by the current since he can't.
But now he's
move with his
inspired.
own accord. That is true.
+2 to his strength.
+2 is a grand total of 7. So
Probably not.
Even with the
the
inspiration.
well, I mean, you could
Yeah.
use it if you want, but
if we
it's
roll an 8, then
right. So he's pulled another 10 feet downriver. Bryn gets pulled along with, and Yormik and Stool also begin to get pulled.
Yikes.
Because he's huge and buoyant, but also it's like, I don't know if you guys have ever held a surfboard and been hit by a wave.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that shit will knock you over. So
Yeah.
it's just pushing him really fast.
Cold.
Roll another
I
one.
don't want to touch that.
A natural 7 puts him at 9. We'll do it. Go ahead and roll that for the next one to see if he can escape.
Jordan!
A 1.
that's 1.
So
These dice are terrible.
the Globagul is still getting pulled from the back end. And at this point, it's almost pulled your group taut in that direction.
Can I not be pulling to try and counteract this?
So you can. That we're almost at tension.
In the back.
Can
Yeah.
I cast web to prevent him from sliding any further back?
Also, have any of our front people been moving
Uh,
up here?
There's not
Help pull.
the 2 points for it
You
to.
can lay it on the ground. It doesn't have to get attached to 2 points. You can just lay it flat along the ground.
But doesn't it just kind of I thought it kind of crumpled in when it didn't have surfaces to grip
Can we
onto.
cast fly on him?
If I could get to him.
Flies melee.
Webs
Excuse
are-
me.
Sure, master point you see with the web fill 20 foot cube from that contortion webs. The webs aren't anchored between two solid masses such as walls or trees or layered across the floor, wall, or ceiling. The conduit collapses on itself. And so that's the floor underneath the river.
Read it one more time.
If the webs aren't anchored between two solid masses such as walls or trees, or layered across a floor, wall, or ceiling, the web collapses by itself.
Okay.
I would want to conjure it under the water along the floor.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that.
Okay. I just want to place it right behind Globagul, so we theoretically would have a lot of trouble.
Trying to get traction once he busts out of the grapple, basically.
Well, that he can't slide any further back than he is now, because the web would be in the way. It would slow him down and stop him.
So the web's not there's no volume to it. You're making a web that's just covering the floor.
It's 5 feet deep, thick, off the ground.
But I thought to have the thickness, it had to be.
It doesn't say that
Between-
specifically.
Sorry, it's a weird wording.
You conjure a massive, thick, sticky webbing at a point from your twisted range. It feels a 20-foot cube. From that point, for the duration, the webs are difficult terrain that obscure the area. If the webs are anchored between 2 points, we wrote that already. Webs layered over flat surface have a depth of 5 feet.
I mean, if it's a
No,
if
okay.
it's a 20-foot area, then it would make sense to be 5 feet deep. If it's a big it's not like a spider web. It's like a big cobweb.
Okay. No, that's fair. I was just trying to
I get
imagine how it would
I
get
get
applied.
the problem. There's nothing to anchor it to give it depth.
Right. Okay. Yeah, so that
Web.
will definitely slow him getting pushed in that direction at the very least. Natural 20.
There we go.
Eventually, he is able to sort of morph his form a little bit to be a little less,
You can use this
a little less surface area
It's like,
against
this can't
the,
be the way
the
we
flow.
want to go off the
Oh no! It just floats away.
If I wasn't tied to the rope,
Well, sir.
that's fine.
Right.
Okay, so at this point, we're on the 4th round. Globul's finally not going any further away, but
Okay.
your rope is fairly taut.
Question. So in none of those rounds, these people could have been moving this way.
They're all
also?
tied to everyone behind them.
I would have liked to not be tied up also with everybody else.
Well,
So
so
I can undo it off myself.
you're not personally, but the lizard you were on.
Oh! Well, shit. Okay. That changes things a bit. Okay, we'll keep going, but That's good to know.
And sorry. So the three of you in the front could have moved a bit because there's some room between Eldith and Zatuo, and then the other three in the front, or at least Jim Jar's on your lizard with you at this point. But
Right.
So, we have
so while that was going on, you guys could have
Well, if I wasn't tied
moved, and
to
then
a
there's
rope,
an empty lizard that is like.
I would like to cast Fly myself and fly over to Globagul.
Okay. You can absolutely do that.
Okay.
Okay. Jim Jar's a little confused. He just like saved you from drowning, and you just fly away.
if I cast Fly myself underwater, I'm still restrained. I can't move.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Flying
you
probably-
are
Flying underwater is just swimming, which you can do anyway.
Right. And since as I cast Fly, the cobweb disappears.
okay.
These are both concentration.
So yeah, you get over to Globagul, no problem that round. For the rest of you, we're gonna make a group athletics check because it's sort of everybody pooling with each other, and Nero hoping that he can reel you all in.
18.
6.
22.
On fire with the
2 passes, 1 fail.
Checks, yeah.
Give me Zatuo, Eldith,
Zatuo.
and a lizard.
Zatuo rolled a
I'll
5.
do it lizard.
2.
What is it for lizard?
Plus 2.
13 for the lizard.
Who else did you want?
Eldith.
13, maybe?
Is she plus 2 strength?
Probably. That sounds about right. Yes, she is.
13 for Elda.
Okay. So, over the course of the next 6 rounds, Jim Jar is able to make his way up to the edge. This lizard gets up, and all of you move up in this direction.
If he's not going to make it there at any relative speed, I would cast Flying Globagul. Let him over there.
In at concentration.
Yep. So I will fall in the water, which is fine by me.
Okay.
Okay, so Globagul is floating.
Whoa, I feel light as a feather. And you guys just see Global just like,
I'll just be like,
not only just float on the water, but just out of the water. And he's just fascinating.
So he can
Whatever your
probably.
name is, just pull everyone to shore. Don't worry about me. Just go.
Oh yeah, because he still has the rope.
Okay, lady.
I'm just gonna tread water. I don't care if I start floating down.
Yeah, if you're just treading by yourself, then this is just easily
yeah.
pulling you in that
That's
direction.
fine. I don't terribly try and fight it.
Engulf the guy.
Okay, Globagul flies over you guys, and eventually, in addition to Nero pulling from one end, Globagul in
The
flight
opposite.
is also pulling the back end. And by the time that the creature becomes uncharmed, they're ashore, they're right in front. You guys are also there, and Globagul's also in the tunnel in there. The creature becomes uncharmed with Vera downriver and the Myconids and the mages all in the water.
Woo!
Okay.
Reroll initiative.
Yeah, we'll reroll at this
Thank
point.
goodness.
So my Valve enmity is probably gone by now.
Yeah, I think it's like a
kidding
minute
me?
for
I think
you.
it only lasts a minute.
Oh, don't worry, you're not last.
Oh hey,
Are you sure?
literally the same initiative. Me too.
What'd you roll?
Yep, one.
Roll next.
11.
Well, the creature rolled a 2.
Hey.
Plus 2 is 4.
19.
6.
Okay, so 11 for Bryn.
And for, no.
They're just gonna dodge. They're sort of just
Yeah.
on these lizard rides with
Promo
you guys.
dodges.
It's just, yeah. So Bryn, Yormik, Vera, and then, what would you get?
I roll a 2 again.
A 2. Okay. So Bryn, Yormik, the elemental, and then Vera. Okay. Bryn, you are up. You know it just innately when your spell subsides, and that the creature will be along any minute.
Dissonant Whispers.
Okay. You turn again
Just
and cast
get rid
the
of
same
it.
spell. It rolls a natural 14 plus 0 is 14.
that is a fail.
Okay. Go ahead and roll the damage for that. And it's going to move just directly opposite side, 30 feet in that direction.
7 damage.
7 points of damage. All right.
And I'm gonna get to shore.
With him.
Okay. Yeah. Make a. Well, no. The
'Cause
lizard can climb. Never mind.
Yeah.
All right. Brennan's to safety. Yormik, you are up.
So seeing this thing run away.
What did you roll for initiative? You guys killed it.
Wait, what'd you get?
19.
Oh, you should have gone.
Oh wait. Sorry.
Yeah,
I didn't.
19.
I'm an idiot, and I just didn't count you because you're not in the water.
Oh, I was like, damn.
Are you just gonna take some crossbow shots? Okay, go ahead and do
Well,
those.
one. We established I can only shoot one in a round.
Ah,
Oh,
right.
for
Yes.
reload.
Yeah,
Get a longbow.
apparently.
You still get
Only
advantage.
No, it
No,
ran
wears
out.
off.
It's been over a minute.
Right.
So 12.
12 does not hit. Your bolt sails out, but just kind of falls limply into the water.
Okay.
Yormik.
At this point, I'm just.
Do I
trusting that you
know
can make it
enough
back.
about this effect? Do I know enough about this effect
I'm
to know
assuming you
that,
would,
like,
like, call out
if
that
shooting it?
you're
Well,
okay?
he told me not to shoot it last time.
Well, there's
I
one-
think.
there's
So,
one scenario
chromatic
where you
orb
don't.
at second
That
level
doesn't happen.
of cold damage
Depends on the
at
water
this thing.
level.
I'm gonna try to freeze it since fire didn't work out so well last time.
Okay.
We'll see what happens.
We didn't actually hit it with fire, but okay.
Well, yeah. 21.
21 absolutely hits. Your orb of ice just explodes, and you see a pretty large chunk of the creature actually
Actually, it
like
should be fine.
solidify
Theoretically.
in the water and
I
is
like how-
partially
I
frozen.
feel like it's like your character's signature
23
to just
cold
have
damage.
have all the utilities. to do
Jesus, 23
something.
cold damage.
That's kind of what I'm going for.
That worked out.
But it seems
Okay.
to be a standard
yeah.
of your
At
character.
this point,
it's just step on.
He loves being well
I'd
rounded.
like to only do something in their situation.
Yep. Yeah, 23 points of cold damage is very effective, and yeah, you see the creature just partially freeze where it is.
Take that!
And now it is
I
its
re-
turn,
I retreat onto the shore.
and it, with its now only 70 feet of speed in the water,
Oh, that's
is going to come downstream.
Am I within range of it?
I mean, you will be when it's coming to you.
Oh, great. Okay.
Zoom.
I was hoping I was downriver enough by now after 7 turns or whatever.
Oh yeah, because he would have been like
Floating
floating
for a hot
downriver
minute.
for the last 6 turns.
No, I guess that's fair. Yeah, you'd probably be out of range at that point, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all I was hoping for. So my turn, I want to cast Fly on myself and get out of the fucking water. Yeah, you said.
What a stinker.
How
She
far
just
can
like
you
has her
go?
head in the corner behind the food
per
dish.
move.
So double move 20 feet?
Well, standard action to cast.
Oh,
Fly.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Move action.
You're like halfway there, probably.
I would use 60 movement to move straight up out of the water, get away from, as far away from as possible.
Okay, yeah, there's plenty of room to do that.
Okay, that's my first turn.
You see it just whelming towards you, and you take
no,
it straight
you
up.
stay down there. And then once I don't know what happens next.
When it sees you take off in the air like that, it's just gonna submerge again.
Okay,
You can't see it.
and I'm just gonna fly back to everybody else.
All right. At this point, you've all extracted yourselves from the river and are once again on relatively dry land.
Looks like I can never go home now.
Fuck.
Can I, can I make a,
Hell, that was all my good spells.
Fly, fly.
Fly 3 times.
Fly, fly,
Fly my
fly.
stealth so I can cast flying globule so that I can fly away
can
afterwards.
I look closely at the water to see if there's any indication of an abnormality where this thing might be?
Make a perception check.
22.
You see, with that perception check, you see the same spots in the river that the normal flow is a little bit disrupted from whatever's on the riverbed. You do not see one that seems to be moving, though.
I'll take a shot at the furthest one from me.
Okay. Yeah, just make it a attack roll.
It's terrible.
Your bolt goes into the river.
Dang it!
Do you have to waste that ammunition on this? Let's just move on.
Can I reach a hand in the water and cast Shocking Grasp?
Yes, you can.
Okay. I'm gonna attack the river. Can I have advantage because it's a river?
Sure.
Okay. Still not great. 16?
You electrocute a section of the river
Good.
briefly.
It knows what it did.
Zap. All right. And with that, assuming you guys aren't jumping back in the river, we are done with this combat.
Yeah, no thanks.
I don't know, I'm kind of... I use a bath.
Man, do you ever feel just too dry?
So at this point,
I was
like,
yes.
one after
All the
this, Nero's just gonna walk over the edge of the wall and just scream, like just yell out, ah! And just slam his sword against the wall.
Okay.
He's just pissed.
I didn't think you
for
would enjoy
damage on
doing
your
that.
sword.
Natural 20.
You just your sword is like so deep into this stone with that hit that it's just like wedged in there.
So I'm gonna take out my symbol of Latigur. Like, thank you for saving me. You guys will never believe what happened. I was about to get attacked by the water elemental. And Latigur shielded me from the second blow, which would have ultimately been my demise. And I'm just gonna go pray. I mean, I don't. Is it evident that like you cast the spell?
I didn't cast anything.
Okay.
I moved. I moved my arms. And
You wouldn't.
You're
I
I
mean,
mean, I wouldn't
occupied.
necessarily know. Like,
Right. Given the way your mind works, it seems
Yeah.
like a decent
I don't
conclusion that
I
he
don't
could draw.
correct him.
I've been
Would-
chosen.
Would it
Even shows.
would it be reasonable for me to have seen that Vera did something in the intercession?
Are there components to using that ability?
It just doesn't say. It's just a reaction.
Make a perception check at disadvantage for the moment when it happened, Bryn.
Sure.
I would have seen it.
You were next to me.
Yeah.
In 11.
11? You saw what was obviously some kind of magical shield, but you're not 100% sure of the source. That said, there's a new person in the group who's already been pretty honest about the fact that she's able to do magic of the protective variety.
Yes. I do. I watch him pray, and I just like shake my head a little.
Yeah, I mean
He
that's.
can believe whatever he wants.
Hey, man, people find Jesus in their own way.
Mm.
So I guess I'll try and pull my sword out of the wall.
Okay, make an athletics check.
Natural 20.
A huge
What the fuck?
chunk of boulder. When you do this, the rest of this chunk just sort of fractures and falls out, and what is easily like an 80 to 100 pound hunk of like stone just falls out of this wall as you bring your sword back to you.
I just look at Gabagool, I look at him praying, and you taking your anger on the wall. I was like, how did you survive this long?
Alright. Let's keep going.
Yeah, some of them weren't so lucky.
That's what it's
You're not seeing the ones that didn't.
That's what do it.
Natural selection at its finest.
Given flight.
Gabagool didn't tell you his last name was Darwin.
Yeah, exactly.
A giant cube flying at you at 120 feet per round is pretty terrifying, I think. No!
You see the acid like dripping.
A UFO, an unidentified flying ooze.
It'd be so much worse because you'd look up and just wouldn't see anything.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you'd get hit in the face by an ooze. Flying in
This
golf
would make
attack.
such a great B horror movie where like the character's just standing there like, I think we lost him, and then they just hear like
On their shoulders.
they look up
No,
and
here-
there's nothing there. and
Here's
then
your
they
trailer. Here's your trailer. Years have passed since humanity survived the original blob, but times have changed. Coming soon to a theater near you.
You
The
won't see it
flying
coming.
ooze. You won't see it coming. There's your tagline.
Save so much money on special effects by not having to actually render a monster.
What is it? All the enemies in this film are invisible. It's really good for the budget.
You just make footprints on the ground. In this case, you
Well-
don't have to make anything.
Square.
Just
squares
stop
around.
motion.
Little-
Stop motion
little
footprints. Do, 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 do.
No, it's just a square, so you just make like a line.
Like a slug trail.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Okay,
What are we playing again?
so
So that took like, what, 5? Alright, guys, it took us like 10 minutes to cross it.
Not even.
Who's
not
ready
even
for the
that.
rest of our
It was like 2 minutes.
for the rest of the
We're
day?
clearly going the right direction. I just grabbed stool again. Put him on Cheryl. Yeah!
I don't suppose any of you would be interested in taking a bit of a
Right.
pause, would you?
I
Yeah.
think we should
Yeah,
take
let's
it.
let's
As I
move,
climb up on the thing,
Let's-
I almost black out from the pain.
let's move away from the river
I
and
think this
just
is
take a sit.
a first good idea.
Take a
today.
good sit.
yeah, so you guys move a little ways into the tunnel and sort of set up shop for a little bit. No trouble.
Tea
You
time.
rest for a little while.
Whoever's using hit die can get an extra 2.
Damn it. Every time,
You can
right?
use those. Just the ones.
No, every time you roll a hit die.
So
you
it's
get
hit
the
die-
two, or is it just one?
Just one. If
Okay,
you're
so-
yeah
So it's the
You can-
roll plus con?
yeah
Fine.
Well,
Each
each
time.
one, and
Yeah.
you can roll them individually.
Oh, the roll
Yeah, I know.
plus
I
con,
needed at
so
least
it's
this many,
7,
though.
Yeah, he took a shit ton of damage.
36.
13, 21. What did I get?
2.
23. Bam!
That'll do it.
Your Mick is back.
45.
At almost full.
Almost full. That's alright. Yeah, no, I was screwed. Thanks for that, by the way. Like, it was going to be a problem.
I heard 2 crits. I'm like, this is my time.
Oh man.
Yeah, that
I was waiting in the reserve with cutting words.
Okay,
That was
I
like...
can't cutting words the crit, but I can cutting words the damage.
gotcha.
So
That
between
was-
you and me,
We're pretty good. Yeah.
alright.
Man.
The dragon crits you. We're like,
Nope.
He heals it naturally.
I throw up a shield. I tell him not to.
Don't.
Instead of biting you, the dragon licks you aggressively.
So, the next hour or so goes on pretty uneventfully.
I do.
The only sound is the sound of the river rushing,
Which is now a little
not
bit
too far
spooky.
away.
Which is now a little bit spooky.
Mm-hmm.
A little more
Haunted.
than it was before.
Shoot, I was going to ask you something.
Well, I was
Well, you've got an hour, so you can
I was
certainly
gonna
ask her a question.
take some wire, as Caleb does.
Our back by the river, just in case someone came up behind us
Okay.
as well. I don't think it's gonna matter, but
Yeah, so before you all move too much further into that tunnel, though, you see Vera head back near the edge, the water's edge.
you know, not at the edge, but just
A
past.
few
how far-
feet in.
Yeah.
And then she's grabbed into the water and
No!
I
can't
was gonna
fly
say,
now,
like 2
motherfucker.
water elementals lengths away from the water.
Suddenly, from the shoreline, the Demogorgon pops out of the water.
I'll be fine.
That would be bad luck.
5 feet of
Yeah,
water.
Vera seems like the kind to not worry about taking a little bit of risk.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Oh. I
So
remember.
your short rest passes uneventfully. You all gain those benefits. I'm assuming you're going to use your one ability that I know that you have
For what?
during your short rest. There's an ability that you get once per long rest. If you don't
Convert
know
your
what it is,
sorcery
you're going to be
points.
really excited about what it does.
I'm so confused.
Me too.
But what it does.
Your
It's still charged though.
Nope,
last
not that.
Nero.
Not that.
How to worship.
It's a class thing.
Oh yeah, I did that.
Oh, okay.
I saw
Gotcha,
it.
that's what I
That's why I wanted to take
put a
it.
hand
Right,
on
that's
his
why I was
shoulder.
like, wait, did you really? You're really
You're
sure?
right.
Like, holy shit,
Yeah.
man! Well,
I-
you're
I-
going to be real happy.
Yes.
Vera
Yes,
cast
I did
that
that.
spell.
Vera did what?
I saw her cast the spell because he was right next to me.
I asked him
when
how
he
to
cast it,
worship.
so I just
Not a
told
spell.
him. Or okay.
But sure.
Well, I also had a conversation with him after he used it.
That's her. That's insensitive.
All right, careful, turning Yormic.
You're right. You're right.
Only room in this
Racist
for
pile
one
of
yes,
anger
shit.
management issues.
That was nice. I'm like, well, it helps when I'm not drowning. We had a little side conversation there about that I did something.
Yes, I know. Maddeningly disappointing. She saved your life. It's
It's great. No,
absolutely
I'm
unfortunate,
still
yes.
grateful, but it would have been cooler if I was, It's fine.
Yeah, well,
Thank you, Vera.
Did I hear that conversation, or was I like doing the alarm thing?
You tell me.
Did you guys have the conversation when I was near you or far away from you?
you were probably over
Doing
there.
Larry.
when
I
we
just
had
shout,
that
"Thank you."
conversation.
And then I just assume that I know what it's for and say, "Oh, you're very welcome."
I put a hand on Yorik's shoulder, tap it, and then just walk away from him because I'm like, oh, Yorik.
Zatu, just still sopping wet, sitting down, leaning next to the wall. She's like, I hate this place.
Actually, as he says that, I wheel around toward Yormik and I'm like, "Can you dry us off?"
I just want you to start just chucking firebolts at people, forgetting that you can.
Oh! It's like a little flame just appear in my hand for that. No. Just go and press the digitation, everybody.
Did you get me too?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Like really?
You notice the second time you smell very nice.
Like it.
Yormik's hitting.
That makes me uncomfortable.
You're just smelling pretty.
Alright, so Shoris goes by, you're all dried off, no longer waterlogged, and you take off again, back down the tunnel.
Come on, stool.
Okay.
Do you speak any other languages, Vera?
So, when I speak Gnomish, I speak this language, and I speak
German.
Draconic.
Hey.
German, close.
Germconic.
In Draconic. I say, that's quite interesting.
Oh, I'm surprised you can speak more than just your native tongue.
There are many surprising things about me.
I am beginning to learn this, yes. You are a man of many surprises.
Wait, he actually speaks Draconic?
Especially in common. It seems this way, yes.
I guess there's always one thing.
I look at Bryn and then Elvin. I'm like, this is
Can you read it too?
astounding.
I think we both just lost 5 gold.
Probably.
I would have got more.
thankfully
So
you
you
didn't know
probably
I don't know if I
wouldn't be able to
seen
read it.
500
Yeah.
Because
gold.
your knowledge of that language is it's like an innate communication means for you,
Yeah.
but Vera came about her knowledge of Draconic through study. And Yormik almost certainly wouldn't know this, but
Yormik knows,
the
like,
oldest
slang
of old
Draconic.
magics and and magical texts and scripts are mostly in Draconic, like Draconic runes.
Sweet. I've never seen it written. Maybe. I don't know.
A few times maybe when you were learning? Maybe?
It's always gonna come easy.
Oh, well, you don't need to learn to know how to read it per se. I mean, if you know how to speak it, and you do not learn your spells through study, which I don't think you do,
No.
then we don't really need to know. I put
Maybe
just
he's
been,
born with it. Maybe he's a draconic sorcerer.
I would have just been a little more surprised.
Yeah.
That's all.
Damn, Galapagos.
That's fair.
You've learned things without anybody teaching you. You're kind of like the pinnacle of
Look,
intelligence.
I jiggle and I know things.
Magic conch.
In that order.
The magic conch.
We must do what it says.
What do we do, Galapagos?
I really want that to be an item.
Magic conch. It's gonna be cursed.
It tells you a piece of
We are
information.
Squidward.
There's like 50% chance that it's correct.
Or it's just like, or just monkey paws things for you.
Oh yeah.
That would be pretty great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
I will continue to ride my majestic Gerald
Okay.
into the night.
So you continue on through this tunnel for several more hours. You come across a couple like offshoots from this main central path, but Stool's instinct is still pointing him towards Neverlight Grove, and sort of the main still due north, mostly due north path that you're on is the one that he suggests that you continue to follow.
Do I pick up on the fact that the toadstool is leading the group at some point here?
So I mean, if Yormik's up front with Stool, just leading the way,
Yeah.
to you it probably just looks like Yormik's just leading this lizard and just
Okay.
going.
Okay.
Because myconids aren't really topside creatures so much, so it's and nor do they have like particularly interesting abilities that you would have come across in like particular studies.
Yeah. Right.
Most likely. So you probably wouldn't really know.
Okay.
Though I'm assuming that after the first time that Stool spored this morning, that at least that much was explained. That you sort of understand how that portion works.
That
At least.
happened, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he usually spores over breakfast.
Yeah.
Ew, all over it? I don't want to eat that.
Have some bacon and some ass dust.
Oh,
Now I'm in your mind and your stomach.
And your soul.
All right.
Buddy?
But the rest of this day passes fairly uneventfully. Several more hours down through this tunnel. You decline to take a few offshoots that you pass. Eventually, though, the tunnel that you're in opens up again into a more lush, open cavern. And as you start to traverse through that cavern, you notice just a lot of different colors. Most of the fungi that you encounter, the more common ones that you've seen, are it's a lot of greens and those sort of base vegetation colors. But here, there's almost just this crazy color spectrum with like oranges and purples and reds and yellows in addition to the usual things that you're used to seeing. And you can travel for another couple hours into this more forested fungal area in this cavern before it's pretty much been a whole day of travel at that point.
Whew. I'm glad I know where we're going.
Okay, so is this the same day as the water river or the next day?
Still the same day. But yeah, eventually you will need to take a break or, the usual fun exhaustion stuff if you would decline.
Oh, we'll take a break.
Yeah, I'll say.
All right. Yeah, so that was really cute. I'm sorry, the dog is licking the cat's ear, and it's really funny. You guys find a decent spot to make camp. underneath a more a pretty large toadstool with a real wide canopy. So you sort of center yourselves under that, and you set up your camp for the night.
Do any of these vegetations look familiar to me at all?
Make a survival check.
It's one of those things that's like,
19.
you do it every night, and so you always want to mention it, but at the same time, like,
A 19.
oh man.
So you do
I'm still doing
recognize
it.
a lot of the
For, like, mage armor
pretty
in the
common
building or
ones
something.
in the area.
If I have that.
Zirkwood and...
Of course.
Sorry, I swear I had listed some.
You're good.
Hot up.
It's like
I'm blanking
when
on
I
some
was
of the
playing
names.
One shot, you know, and I did the same thing when I was playing a mage for the one shot. I had mage armor, and then we got into combat, and I was like, oh, like I should have cast this because I'm a mage that's realistically been I've been a wizard for a little while, so I would have known to like wake up, cast mage armor.
So you do
Yeah.
notice like Zirkwood, which is a pretty common one, barrel stock, and you recognize the large toadstool that you guys sort of camped under as Trilomac, which is sometimes used, basically felled and processed and developed, and sometimes used for making items such as like maps or hats or scrolls, kind of like paper or cloth type products. But there are also, for every one type of fungus that you recognize here, there are a half dozen more that you haven't seen before.
Is there any pygmy wort?
You don't see any pygmywort here.
No. There's still a bit in Zatsuo's bag, though. We didn't finish all of it.
Yeah, but those go bad eventually.
You should eat them, like, right now.
You can eat them. I'll save them for you.
It's fine. I kind of look at the Zirkwood, I'm like, I bet Wickham could have made a raft out of that stuff.
Yes, but this is also on the other side of the river, Yomic.
Yeah, but, like, if we ever go back, that would have been useful.
Yes, you're right.
I'm trying to reminisce.
I don't think it's property scripts don't come into
I wonder if
use
Wickham
until after he's
still
alive.
has his brain wherever he is.
Probably not. I mean, the DM said that somewhere, someplace, his head was.
Well, if he went up with the mind flayer, yeah, he's probably dead.
Have you ever seen a mind flayer before?
I'm sure you've read about them and seen illustrations of them in your studies. Given where you're from, it's unlikely that you've personally encountered one before.
Okay. I've never seen one in person, only illustrations.
Yeah, they're not super friendly in general.
Well, that is why I think your friend is dead now.
He's probably dead.
Or at least brain dead.
We told him not to go, but he was like, I'm gonna go anyway. Because he's like, the end of the world is coming or something.
Is the world was coming?
Apparently. These people say crazy things.
Seems a bit over dramatic.
I agree. They keep saying it though.
All of them?
Well, at least that one and that one. Zatsuo doesn't say a whole lot.
I suppose, Bryn, I suppose we should fill them in on them. I don't know. Have we filled you in? Yeah, kind
Like
of.
a
I suppose we
that.
should.
Yeah.
I suppose we should fill Vera and finish filling in Yormik about the state of things. At least her. Yormik is probably lost on, but she'll probably
The state of
understand the severity of what's
You
going on.
smell
down
really
here.
bad after that comment. I guess prestidigitation on you.
Subtly.
I kind of doubt it.
That's amazing. That's
Can that
the
please be
verbal
how you-
component.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
That's how you make prestidigitation make people be soiled.
Yeah.
That's amazing. All right.
I understand plenty. Go on, Nassim.
Our friend that has gotten his brain eaten at this point. Well, we assume he's gotten his brain eaten. Needs to is in somewhat of an agreement to protect the Underdark from any demonic presences that plague it. You might ask,
Seems like
what demonic presences are plaguing the Underdark?
I was curious.
You'd be wise to ask that. The most demonic presences are plaguing the Underdark.
I have. What do you mean by most of them?
No, like the most, not like most of the demons. That would be probably a lot, but like the most demonic presences.
Ed, I want to see if you guys are lying to me. What did you call this thing? I want to see if she knows stuff. If she describes it the same way that you guys do, then I'll know you're not lying.
How long does it take to ritual cast a spell?
10 minutes.
And can I talk during that time, or is that like? Focus?
Not real. Like, you can't have a conversation. You could be like, "Stop, leave me alone," like that. But
Okay, that's fine.
requires your pretty singular
Same
focus
as
for
with
that
us?
10 minutes.
Have you ever heard of the Demogorgon?
Roll an Arcana check.
Have I, Dad?
Actually, this no, this would be Arcana check.
3.
23. You've heard the name in texts in studies in your life. It's never been a particular area of focus or anything, but as a well-educated scholar,
Inspiration.
it is a term you've come across before in your research of creatures.
Do I know it to be a powerful demon?
Yes.
Okay. I've heard of this thing. It is a demon from the abyss, I believe, and it's very powerful.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that I've seen what it looks like, though.
It can entrance populations and demolish cities with the swipe of its claws and.
You know this from study, or you know this from personal experience?
Personal experience.
I kind of just raise an eyebrow at you, like, and you survive to tell a tale.
Most of us.
Yes.
Most.
Again,
I did.
You're not seeing the ones that didn't survive.
No, there's just so
That
many
guy
of you,
wasn't
I
so
thought
tough.
That, if you were still here.
The question is, did the
Canonically
Demogorgon
true.
take damage from attacking Globagool? That's the
Well,
real-
regardless,
to
it sounds
say?
like your friend is was in a veil over his head. I don't know.
Literally,
Oh yes.
because it was tall. It was 30 feet tall.
I see what you are doing. Yes.
Yes. Anyway, he went to, I don't know, learn how to defeat a Demogorgon.
Allegedly.
With the
He left to learn how to defeat the Demogorgon. Realistically, his brain is eaten.
right.
I concur.
But that thing is still
Around.
probably. Last we saw it, it destroyed the a Kuatoa city. Every time that noise plays, I think it's
Named
Kimmy Schmidt.
Do you know what Kuatoa is?
Does he know what a Kuatoa is?
This one's gonna be a
Oh,
this would be a history check.
okay. 27.
Natural 20.
Teach me.
Oh, with a natural 20? Yeah, I mean,
Teach me.
they are
Fish boys.
Teach me how to
Fish.
lore bard.
a species of like humanoid fish folk.
It would have been higher if it was about alchemical objects, magic items, or technological devices.
Mm-hmm.
We're at 30. Oh, right.
Goes from Wickham, who's like, man, I just know carpentry, to like, I know
All the things. I'll roll poorly. I rolled really
your
poorly.
character is just the embodiment of the like galaxy brain.
In combat, I've been rolling terribly. Out of combat, I've been rolling fine.
Yeah.
Well, meanwhile, well, that sucks for those Kuotoa, but I'm glad I was not there.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
And I was also, I would like to say, very far away from this demon thing.
Well, you might want to
The
start
stomach
traveling on your own.
Is it after you?
Probably.
No?
Is it like hiding somewhere? It
Well, then-
seems too big to hide.
I don't think it hides. I think it destroys anything that finds it.
Well, you will survive, so I like my chances. But, what are the chances of running into it down here? The Underdark is a large place.
I knock on the stone wall and realize that does no good.
What
So
are
I
you doing?
point at the
Knock on
Zerkwood.
nothing.
There is...
I walk over and knock on the
I was
circlet.
gonna say it's not gonna circle it.
If you're going to believe in nonsense superstition, you might as well do it right.
I mean, if Yormix taught me anything, it's that believing in nonsense seems to keep you alive.
It's worked for 23 years.
He is
That's-
living.
just embrace it.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's
not believing
what,
in-
like,
He's living his
it's like
best
4
life.
more years than I've seen.
Yeah.
Well, not believing in nonsense for 192 years is going to be alive.
Yormix is a wise old
So,
man.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Sure,
Yeah.
yes.
100% survival rate so far.
How long did
For me, yes.
Durga usually live?
Like 1,000.
How long is a year?
I do not... You know what? Yes, 1,000 year.
How does...
You know the
I-
giant ball of fire?
No. Well, I mean, the one that
We've
you
talked
told me
about it.
about, but
Yeah.
I've never
That
seen
one.
that.
It's one rotation of that thing around us.
Is
Like
it-
a hula hoop of fire.
Yes.
Okay.
What? How do I met? Is an Underdark year the same as a? Okay. Somebody comes down and tells us when the years
One year those people got ambushed, and that year was twice as long.
Just imagine this like one person who just constantly makes this like 6-month pilgrimage back and forth. That they just Forrest Gump just never stop, and
That's
just every
what they
time
do.
they come back, like, oh, it's been a year already. Wow.
We live like my oldest friend was like 85, and then he died, and I took some of his stuff.
Saw Rupert 85 times.
I don't think that's how it works, Jorvik.
I
I
did.
think that's how it worked.
That's how it worked that time.
Yeah. Eldon, please. How long do dwarves usually live?
I don't think they're dwarves, though.
But, well, they are.
Who? Who are you talking about?
Durgar.
Durgar, but I'm
They're
asking.
dwarves.
I'm asking her how long.
Are Duergar dwarves, Yormix?
Yes.
What the fuck is a dwarf?
Surprised he wasn't like, yeah, but the better kind.
Yeah, right.
Well,
Like dwarves that have evolved into dwarfopods.
we're dwarves that have finished maturing.
We dwarves
Like a ripe old milk.
Yeah.
can live to be around 350 or so.
Did I say 85? I meant like 300 and...
I believe you
85.
Yeah.
I believe you said like a millennium, but okay.
There's a range, really. People die all the time.
This is true. You are correct.
It's a spec.
Well, Jorvik, I always learn so much from you. It's never what I
Really?
was trying to learn,
Oh, sarcasm. I'm sorry.
but I do
What's that?
learn something.
It's a advanced magical concept.
I'll try to learn it.
Nope. Let it go.
So as far as I'm concerned, we just need to avoid this demon thing you speak of, and get the fuck out of here.
Well,
Yeah, that's kind of been our MO.
Great.
Are there any Durgar on the top side?
Have I ever seen?
You remember
the
that
Durgar
light
in
I made when we
Neverwinter?
were surrounded by the spiders?
Yeah.
How'd you like that?
I mean, it was awful.
That's just up there.
There's no, like, caves or anything?
I mean,
Then it's not topside?
Okay. But it's not that... No. You're just going to digest
Look,
that.
man,
for
let's
the
just
evening.
say if you're
Yeah.
sticking with these guys for a really long time, Your future's bright.
And we are going to the Seventh Grove, and then we are going topside, yes?
Yeah.
Well, no,
Well-
then we're going to Blingdenstone.
Lindenstone.
Great.
We've got to return
You
our
you
friend
can
Jim
you
Jar to
can
his home.
Do what? What can I
you
do?
can take a shortcut if you know.
I don't know one, that's the problem.
Okay.
Yes. Luckily, we have this guide here to tell where to go.
I know.
Oh.
Luckily, we have this guide here to tell us where to
Hey,
go.
I got
Vera.
Well, I mean, there has to be-
Vera.
There has to be something.
No,
you can
I'm
do.
just gonna pat you on the shoulder, and I'm gonna like message, so it's like real quiet, and I'm just gonna be like, let him out.
I navigated
Roll a sleight of hand check. And roll the perception check.
18.
I have navigated
Wait,
you to the dragon.
Yeah, 18.
9.
I navigated.
You notice Bryn making a pretty common somatic gesture.
Jesus, okay, you too.
Message this!
I cast message. Message delivered.
But you're
I
not,
cast
but you're
silent
not a
voice.
wizard.
You can respond to this message.
God damn it.
I have taken them to many places so far. That's true.
Oh.
I mean, this is. I mean,
In Elven, Grin, I'm like, dude, I can't. Oh. This is a
I
Lune
want to
grant
know.
me patience.
Can you show me?
everybody brings something to the group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Stefan is trolling.
This is so much more fun.
So, what would you say you do here?
Well, the last two battles haven't been particularly poignant, but I'm good with fire. Usually.
Well, he is good with fire. We've happened to fight things that don't seem to care. We literally just fought water. I mean,
Zato, you think Yormik is
This
good
is
with
why
fire
you
too,
should
don't
run
you?
away if you can.
I hate this place.
Did I ever tell you about what we did with a captain? Well, what they did with a captain one time?
You don't know.
I know.
let's go.
All right. To bed.
Are we?
Well, Yormik just broached story time for the evening.
So, I mean, I guess. So what I think probably happened, because I infiltrated a small silk shop.
What story are you telling?
The one of how I stole information while you guys tried to hold on to a hostage.
I cast silence over him.
You watch Bryn cast a spell.
Literally the most useful spell I have.
So
And
as,
it is, everything is silent,
After I hit-
including your own words from your own mouth.
I'm gonna walk towards Bryn and just keep shouting until I can hear myself again.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
Interesting.
I kick Yormik backwards. Like just one, like a Spartan kick right into the chest because I feel like he's short enough that I can get.
Make an attack roll.
As a
unarmed.
That would be a 22.
As a reaction, can I reach out and try to touch his leg and cast haste as he kicks me?
What?
No.
Okay.
That sets a very
reaction.
bad precedent.
I was gonna say, what a low-key way to be like, no, you let me reaction cast haste, remember?
Oh yeah.
At one time?
I didn't mean it.
Turn this into like
Okay.
Supreme Court
Sure.
D&D, but
I just
there was
realized-
precedent from the
Yeah, I just realized that spell isn't touch.
If you
so.
look at if you look at the infamous case of Yormik versus Nero's boot,
Alright, how
you
much-
will see that haste can be cast as a reaction. No,
How much damage do you do to me?
he's just trying to knock you
I'm
over.
not-
So it's
I'm
like a
not-
shove. It's
I'm
like
not,
a
it's
shove
not a
attack.
damaging
Yeah.
strike.
We'll
But-
save
So like
that
the
for
wind is
another
knocked
time.
out of you, you get knocked on your ass, and you're still inside the bubble of silence.
I just take out dice.
It's okay, Yormik. Take your time.
Just gonna roll some dice.
My favorite part of silence. You just still hear Globagool.
Just the Yormik is down. The Yormik is down.
I'm gonna speak to Galabagul. Just be like, you can tell them when they're done, I'm still gonna be here, and I'm gonna go to sleep in my silence.
Hey guys, Yormik says he will be here when you wake up.
How does message work with silence?
I would imagine it just doesn't function.
Okay.
Similar to like because it stops spells that do like sonic damage.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just gonna say that just isn't gonna work.
Okay.
Going to sleep.
You fall asleep very quickly because it is completely silent
It's so
around
quiet. Yeah.
I think that'd be creepy.
Yeah.
It's blissful.
you. It's
No,
probably unsettling
Yeah.
because think about it.
when he-
Even at night when it's completely quiet in your house, you hear like
Something.
like
You still
an
just-
air conditioner, the neighbor's air conditioner outside.
Yeah.
You hear like the heat running, a fan, someone snoring, your own breathing,
Right.
your own heartbeat. If it's quiet
There's
enough,
those isolation chambers. That's
you've
the
not
closest thing you can get.
ever heard nothing.
You probably
I'm
still
gonna-
get some kind of like a
I'll
static from just your brain.
Right? Yeah, it's expecting something, so
Yeah.
it's trying to hear something. So
Right.
you just get this weird, like almost like interference.
So once you like go to lay down, I'll drop the silence and say, "Would you like to tell a different story?"
You start. I'll think about it. I was just gonna ask.
Let me tell you guys about the time that the system was down. There's a story of love and of loss. No, I kid. I don't know what I'm talking about. Go ahead.
I think Nero wanted to expound on his college stories. Last I remember.
What are you talking about?
Oh, that was a dream I had. Never mind.
Oh.
Do you
Yeah,
have any-
Nero, we never got to hear, or did we? You told that weird story about your scar, and about a college frat party. It was that.
Yeah, Paladin.
Paladin.
No.
Wait, was that not the real story? How could you lie to us?
I don't know. It was like someone else was speaking for me.
Weird.
It was odd.
Yeah, Nero, we're supposed to be your friends.
Yeah, well,
You lied to Stool.
I would never.
A little tear forms in the corner of Stool's eye. He feels very betrayed.
Could
And then he
I
gets over it because it's
theoretically could I kill Stool with an unarmed strike? No, he has more than 5 hit points, right?
Does he?
I'm pretty sure you have his stat sheet.
I'm pretty
He
sure I
has,
do.
he has 7 HP.
7 hit points. Okay.
Divine Smite. You'd have
Mathematically impossible not to kill him.
Yep.
So that blue thing on your face, how'd that happen? Is it? I'm gonna cast Prestidigitation and try to clean it. It's not paint.
Oh man, no way. I thought that was an ink stain also.
It's crazy.
Well, so Nero sits there and he kind of runs his finger down the side of his face while he's thinking. What do you know of Bryn? I know that your experience hasn't been a pleasant one, but what do you know, any of you, about the goddess Selene?
Roll history check.
Can I get advantage on this since?
Oh, you just know.
Okay.
Like it was. Yeah.
What was that
it's-
again?
You know.
It's like being a kid growing up in the Bible Belt. You're
Yeah.
gonna know the
I
tenets of the Christian faith kind of thing. It's
I
just-
didn't know if you'd want me to roll it. I was like, it's gonna be really
No.
awkward if I don't know this.
Yeah.
I was real good at not paying attention.
Right. You know enough to know that you wanted to stop listening to what he had to say. Not Nero. 11. You've heard the name before, and you know that the strongest sort of association with Selune is the moon.
Okay. So this
And actually, due to you also having lived through the events of the Spell Plague, which are going to be part of this story, you also would know that Selune's sister is Shar. Shar is one of the two primary driving forces that caused the Spell Plague.
Okay, great.
So, I guess we'll start, because this has a lot of history to it. Selune has a twin, an opposite, that she is her balance. To Selune's light, there's Shar's darkness. Now, there was a time when the two of them were in sync. However, with a disagreement that occurred when they were deciding whether or not to bring life to the different worlds, they began an eternal conflict with one another. So what was once the two-faced god, the two-faced goddess, was now engaged in a eternal struggle. This struggle was eventually brought to at least a sort of truce when part of Selune was thrust. She tore it from herself and threw it through Shar, creating, as a result, the goddess Mistral. Mistral being known hand in hand as the goddess of magic.
Mistra.
No, it's Mistral. Wait, we get to that. The
Okay.
first carnation.
Touche. Touche.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. So,
I was like, wait, I thought it was. Alright.
so Mistral, as a child of Selune and Shar, brought them to a sort of ceasefire. And I don't know, especially all three of you may be aware of it, but what do you know of the Weave?
I know plenty.
It's my Wi-Fi network name. Oh, I'm sorry.
Roll a history or Arcana check, Bryn.
I don't know what this is.
Nope.
No.
You're not educated in magic. You are educated in
20.
magic. 20. You know that the Weave is kind of like what the Force is to Jedi. The Weave is what magic comes from or is accomplished via in this realm of existence.
So the Weave and...
It's like the Force for Jedi.
Right, exactly. Thank you. The Weave and Mistral are considered to be tightly bound to one another. Some say that the Weave is the essence of the goddess. Now, over the years, Mistral actually died and was reincarnated as Mistra, rather. Now, Selune's twin sister Shar was envious of the Weave. She wanted it for her own. And she conspired with the mad god Sirik, the god of murder. And together they devised a plot. And the second incarnation of the goddess of magic, Mistra, was murdered. And at this time, by the hand of Sirik, it perverted the Weave and destroyed it. Thus, the Spell Plague began. You would have been there for this.
Yes, since all of my studies at this point had been for naught, as everything I knew was suddenly worthless.
Blue
Something-
flames
like something
consumed the land. The effects of it reached as far as Waterdeep. It was a very dark time. Within... Go ahead.
Let's make a joke. She's going. An in-character joke. Put a joke on
I've been
Bryn, roll a history check.
I've
too.
been trying to resist them.
It's like, of course it was dark when the magical lights went out.
17.
17. So it's a recent enough and a big enough event that it's something you definitely would have heard about. The spell plague, for the time that it was active, and up until the time of the Second Sundering, just fundamentally changed how magic worked.
And how long ago was
in
it?
the plane?
It wouldn't have ended that long. It would have ended pretty close to when he was born,
Yeah.
actually. A little before Yormik would have been born,
Yeah,
too.
so long enough ago that like neither of you would remember it being different. But it was a time period that lasted like 100 or 110 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
The first, and particularly in the first 10 years of this time, magic was rendered completely useless, or when it was attempted to be used, it would have very adverse effects that occasionally were deadly. Even the simplest of magics were perverted to that point. Along with it, there were things known as plague lands that were spread across Faerun, and the blue flames that emitted from them were unnatural and all-consuming. It was during this time that I was traveling with my brother, Aetherus, down to Waterdeep. We were coming from Neverwinter, where my family is from, and we were going to provide aid to those who had been misplaced or were struggling as a result. Now, the first night that we were out of Neverwinter, something wasn't quite off. The air had a strange stillness to it, and it was completely silent. On edge, I awoke, for lack of better terms, my brother, and immediately afterwards we were ambushed by 4 drow, followers of Shah. Now, my brother and I are well trained with the blade, and taking these fanatics on was not a terribly difficult exercise. We dispatched one and then another, and as I was locked in combat with one of the 2 remaining, my brother, out of the corner of the eye, saw he took a dagger to the heart and fell. In rage, I beat the weapon of the one in front of me like a drum until I cleaved their head off their shoulder. And consumed with rage, I began to bear down that remaining drow. The drow could tell that it was outmatched, and it began to flee. It stole my brother's horse and began to ride away toward the woods of Netherwinter. I grabbed my brother's lifeless body and jumped onto the back of my horse in pursuit. At the edge of the forest, the drow abandoned his steed and began to flee on foot. I sent my horse with my brother back toward the city and followed him. I was consumed by my rage. I would not let him escape. I followed him deeper and deeper into the forest. As he ran, he was wounded, and I was not. and he came to a cave. Seeing me still in pursuit, he delved into it, and I followed. He stopped after hours, it felt like days, of us playing this game of cat and mouse. He stopped for a moment in the tunnel to catch his breath as the adrenaline had slowed down and his wounds had started to ail him. He turned and wide-eyed saw me bearing down on him again. I was not tired. I could not think of anything except for getting to him, getting my hands on him. He ran, he stumbled until we came upon a large cavern that contained a lake. It was covered in a liquid blue fog. He stumbled and fell, and I stood above him with my blade. He begged and begged for mercy. There would be none. I brought my blade down on him, cleaved it through his clavicle, and kicked his body down as his pleas ceased. But at that moment, in that strange cavern, there was a flash, a flicker, and a blue flame erupted from the ground, searing the entire left side of my body. It burned. Scarred, exhausted, crestfallen, I returned to Neverwinter to find my brother and rejoin my family. I later learned that that land was actually in the Underdark, beneath Neverwinter. It was a plague land, a small pocket itself, known as the Cauldron of Blue Fire. That was one of the most defining and difficult moments of my life. And that is how I got this.
Do you think this drow intentionally retreated to this blue fire cavern of this cauldron?
Well, I know that he was fleeing, and I know as just to anywhere that he could get. And as a devout follower of Shah being one of her realms, being the Underdark, suffice to say it made sense for him to head there.
So hopefully Sipa has this Shah to protect him. Ideally.
Possibly.
Obviously he does do a very good job. But I see this, yes. Are there any other strange... This other than the scarring, did the blue fire affect you in any way?
In a time, I found that it actually granted me... It started to be strange. It started to affect me in a weird way, and after it felt like magic began to start to return to a bit more normalcy, I suddenly... It was almost out of the blue. I'm sorry, I couldn't keep a straight face anymore. But it was almost out of the blue that I had a new ability almost innately where, as you may have seen earlier, I could turn to mist and appear in a location further from me.
Seems like a useful thing to do.
It is, but I can't say that it was worth the trade.
Perhaps not. But better than just scarring, I suppose.
It's just a reminder of my failure.
Or the treachery of the drow.
But you gave the drow what was coming to it.
That I did. That I did.
Was your brother also a? Your brother was also a warrior then.
He was.
I'm sure that although it was not his time, he was. He sounds like he fell in a way. He fell a warrior's death.
He did. However, I will not forget the moment in that combat that when we cut down those first two, and as we were fighting the last, when he gave me that last little smile when we made eye contact. It's an image burned in my mind.
Do you know why they were attacking you?
I don't know. I don't know why it ended up being us. I don't. We carry the. As I show him I show you my armor with the crest of Selene. We wear the crest of Selene and our family proudly. But for them to have intercepted us on our way to aid those in Waterdeep. Call it an unfortunate coincidence, perhaps.
What were their names?
What's that?
What are the names of the ones who attacked you? Did you catch any of it?
Nothing.
What did you say your brother's name was?
Aetheris. It's spelled Aetheris.
R.S. I.S.
Aether is.
That was nearly.
Wait, so is your last name is Amaris?
Yes.
Aetheris Amaris?
Yep. That alliteration.
I'm gonna start to be done at a later point. I will start composing a song of Aetheris Amaris's gallant fight and demise.
That was nearly 100 years ago.
Quite some time.
Before I even started learning the new base of spells again after that. During the spell break.
So you wouldn't have been able to cast spells normally for most of your life then, right?
Most of it, correct me if I'm wrong here, but there was a time where I started to learn how to cast spells, and then the spell plague began.
Mm-hmm.
And for a long time, all of my studies were worthless. Over 100 years like this. And I sort of specialize in learn how to tinker and mess with sort of clockwork and mechanical devices. It's something that comes very naturally to gnomes, rock gnomes in particular. And then suddenly spells are back again. And so after over 100 years of not casting spells, I have forgotten all that I have learned, and I start all over again. So it's been
A lot of relearning.
it's been a very frustrating 200 or so years.
Did any magic work?
For those first 10 years?
There was a decade where there was just no magic.
Divine or otherwise?
Nothing.
Wow.
Yeah, the gods couldn't do anything themselves either during those 10 years.
Were they... Yormak doesn't... Never mind.
Even the god of creation couldn't fix it.
I'm trying to think of
Is this when-
if you would have known about the fact that basically Io cast the deities themselves into the material plane.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
This
For a
is when the deities were mortal.
Yep.
Right. Okay.
Yep.
I didn't know that. Jesus.
Yeah.
Out of character at least.
Which
I mean, yeah, kind of.
Which is part of why Nero was going to Waterdeep.
it's also how Cyric wasn't a deity when this all started.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
Yep. Gosh, this lore is sweet.
Yeah. I went deep in the sauce
Yeah.
with this, guys. I only shared like the stuff that was
I
important
knew-
to my
I learned about
I
this
knew
from
a
the
lot of
Dwarfed
that.
videos.
Because I watched a few of the first of the Dwarfton videos where it goes into like creation and Io and like Mistra and Mistral
Yeah.
and that.
Pretty sweet.
Mm-hmm.
You do good work.
Thank you. Been moonlighting for a while.
Like Salune.
Salune.
Been salooning for a while.
I got a whole pocket of information on Saluna too
Mm.
Bet you do.
that I have not shared.
Well,
Sometimes I like to think how much more knowledgeable I might be with magic if I had that extra 100 years back of studying and practice.
You'd probably be a worse tinkerer for it though.
Perhaps. But magic has a way of making up for other inadequacies. I have to think of the word in English and then translate.
Or in the mind of Yormik, inaccuracies.
Yes.
I'd agree with that.
I don't even know which one he's agreeing
Yes.
Bit of both.
The best part is with
this
Yormik,
little
you're just
bit.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's mm-hmm.
That's in character.
Yeah. Magic is good, or else it's just if you suck at everything else, it's helpful to get you out of situations.
But just hope it doesn't happen again while we are down here, or I will be about as useless as those 3 hours traveling with.
Seems unlikely.
Yes, but that's also what they thought wouldn't happen the first time.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't really know. It maybe did it ever happen before that?
I do not know this.
They didn't let me read books and stuff while I was in. I'm from Cracklestood. We take people as slaves, and I grew up on the streets. I didn't read much.
You should work on that introduction.
I think I've got it down pretty well.
No, I think you got it right. I think
No,
it's very
that's
accurate.
unfortunately that's his preferred way of introducing.
Mhm.
I see. Well, you might have trouble convincing others that.
I think when you grow up around it, you don't realize that the rest of the world doesn't view that as
Sure.
a positive.
They're not slaves on the top side.
There are.
There are, but
Not
they
most,
are.
not as many places though.
It is generally frowned upon amongst many of the more
Civilized.
cities. Yes. I don't think of the common word for it.
Sounds like slavery with extra steps.
Well, we call this taxation.
Payment.
Liz suddenly joins chat.
Anyway, yeah, I don't read much, so I don't know what history was. Not that we care that much. I don't know how much history we have on the top side, but
Do you have
It is easier to remember these things when you've lived through it.
I believe that.
do you have any stories about your own life rather than that of Gracklestug?
A few. Maybe another time, though. It's kind of... It wasn't a great life. Pretty much everybody I knew died, and then everybody else I knew died. And then you guys were there when the other people that I knew died.
I don't like our track record.
And then I left. With the other people that I knew, which is you guys.
And we lost Wickham.
I'll need a bit more to drink before I talk about that.
I pull out my whiskey skin
I missed.
and just like slosh it around a little bit.
Perhaps another time.
I'll pour us each one anyway, and
I don't think I ever have to worry about this, but Yormik, never view me as a father figure, please.
I'm...
This is not a good record with this.
I am... Yeah, okay.
Your mixed father figures don't have a lot of longevity.
Yeah.
Collective.
Or his friends, for that matter.
Well,
Well,
To be
Wickham-
fair, it's
Wickham
just
was
been
his-
one so far.
No, Wickham was his second father.
yeah,
Was
No,
he?
that was his
Yeah,
son.
basically.
He was
pretty
his-
much.
I mean,
Yeah,
at some
he's-
point, he also had an actual father.
Yeah, but we don't
So
know
I'm-
what happened to that.
I'm
Maybe
0
that's
for
the Deep
3
King.
right now. Yeah.
That
The
could
Deep
be
King,
that could be
I'm
the
not-
Deep King, and
no.
he would just. I mean, exactly.
I do not like the Deep King.
Yeah. If Yormik is saying it's not the Deep King,
It's
I'm just
probably
saying
wrong.
there's a pretty strong chance
Chance
that it is the Deep King.
Yeah, you're right. Your nobility.
Ugh.
Is Hemoth your cousin?
Hemith has had everything given to him and doesn't understand what the rest of us go through to get by.
Like slaves?
Slaves are different.
That is the answer I expected.
Slaves are weak and not typically Duragar. Not never Duragar, but not typically.
Oh
Look, it's the ruling family. I think we're far enough away now. It'd be pretty much impossible for them to cross that river anyway.
my god.
The ruling family of the Duragar people in Gracklstug are the worst. They're, like, it's the Darrow. Like, they're a little bit better than them, but not by much.
I'm gonna.
That's amazing.
Did we-
Because I know what they did.
Yeah.
We met the Deep King, right?
No.
No.
We didn't.
No.
Nope.
Did
Not
you meet
even
Hemoth?
close.
Had you had?
Yeah, we fought the
Yeah.
dragon together.
Okay,
I
I'm
kinda-
gonna make a minor illusion of Hemoth just like standing at the edge of your vision.
I don't know. I don't know how to see if I know that this is real or not.
It's an intelligence check.
Is it intelligent? Okay. Man, he's
Actually,
quick.
see,
And
this
I-
is perfect.
well,
Actually, roll an intelligence check. Are you going to think about the fact that Hemoth obviously hasn't been with you guys for
Yeah.
the week you've been
Oh,
traveling?
that was such
18.
a man.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Yep.
There we go. Finally,
Crushed it.
I'm gonna.
Oh my God, Hemoth! When did you get
I
catch up
will-
with us?
I
How
will.
did you get past the river?
I will spend a minute throwing firebolts at it. Like just.
He
All
throws firebolts through your
Yeah.
illusion,
That's fine.
and eventually your illusion dissipates.
They're terrible. Let's say they didn't get along with my family, adopted or otherwise.
Alright, well, how do you feel about gnomes?
There was one who sold us a lot of magic stuff. I think-
it's true.
He was a gnome.
Did you know
Right.
him?
Yeah.
Who was it?
He looked kind of like you. Like he looked like he probably was tannish. I think. What kind of gnome was he? His name was Flint. I assume
Oh,
you.
Flint, yeah.
Yeah,
No,
you
I-
guys all kind of know each other. I figured as much.
Make a history roll?
I live all up there.
I mean, you're
man.
pretty old, and Flint was like real into magic.
But he was better at it than you.
Well,
Probably.
well, I never saw him do any.
Oh, you know.
He just kind of had stuff.
Flint's actually just real good at deception.
Yeah.
He was.
Keep your hands off my shit, you know?
Gnomes bring us.
Yes, he was a gnome.
Was
They-
he rock now?
Uh,
I mean, his name's Flint.
he was a rock gnome.
Oh, he was?
They bring goods. They trade. I don't hate the race. I hate the Darrow. I extra hate the ruling family of Gracklstug. I don't super hate. Like they're fine. I don't like the Drow. I haven't met most of what you are. I haven't entirely made up my mind yet, but
That's
it's been
fair,
going
that's
pretty
fair.
well so far.
That's fair.
So if
This is going well?
I haven't
Brandon.
died yet.
Just leave it.
None of you have tried to kill me or riot and
You gave me
overtake
one, I'll
the
give
city
you
I
one,
live in.
okay.
I mean, it seems you tend to have experiences with members of certain races, and then you generalize your feelings about that person among the entire race.
Yeah.
So I have saved you,
I love you so much.
and this Flint person has
given you magic items, so you must love rat gnomes, yes?
Yeah, it's,
So there
I
we
mean,
go.
he didn't really want to do business with me because I had no money until they showed up. But
But then he did a lot of business with you.
I'm pretty neutral on the rock gnomes right now.
But I helped you earlier.
You did, so
See?
we're getting better.
We're getting in the positive.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, work with my people here.
Unnecessary. Probably not very rewarding, but
I think it's where I can get it.
Okay, so like scale of 1 to 9, Yormik. How do you feel about gelatinous things?
Well, we met like 2 weeks ago. I think. Maybe a little
In
longer.
the neighborhood.
In that. You haven't tried to eat me yet. Which
That
is
is
what
true.
I heard that
Doing a
happens.
very bad job of it.
I hadn't considered that yet.
You're just constantly trying to engulf you, and you're just like, I'm passing all these deck saves.
Kevin's just over there like, dang it, how do you keep...
Every
Oh
time!
my God.
it's like they're sleeping.
Come
on!
You haven't tried to eat me yet. You turn around, Glopagul is just like hovering over you. Right.
It's like snot. It's I'll give it like a 6 probably.
Right.
I liked the other Durgar like a 7. Like
A
That's
6
like
out of 9,
69%.
that is.
Alright.
Yeah. But I can get behind not liking the Drow. Like they're basically just tall Darrow.
At this Nero, like for one of the first times, just genuinely just loses his like. He just dies laughing. He just like his usual like demeanor is gone.
I just loved Kevin's face as soon as you said that. It's like,
Oh my god. I can't wait until you guys ever interact with Drow again and he gets to talk to him.
Yeah. All right, listen. There's just one.
Alright, hang on there, like, lanky Darrow person. Hang on.
It's you all look kind of the same.
Listen, Yoma.
Yeah.
There's this one. She's crazy. Her name's Elvara. You probably saw something about her when you were snooping.
Yeah, that's what the note said. She was trying to kill you guys. There's a Darrow trying to kill these guys.
Oh,
Well,
yeah, that too.
it's a drow.
Great.
It's a
We were
drow.
their
It's a drow.
prisoner.
okay.
Same
well,
thing,
you're
really.
being hunted by the drow in the Underdark.
Or it's
It's where you don't want to be when the drow hunts you.
They're
Oh,
easy.
that explains why we're
What
trying to get
is-
out of the Underdark.
What is
Oh.
the opposite of home field advantage? That
Yeah.
is the opposite.
We So yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it should be fine.
There are like
Oh,
7
oh.
lies, and then they just like decide to not say it.
It's fine.
all right, Yormik.
Gotta keep you on
Thank
your
you
toes.
for that.
How hard could she be to kill? It just
I mean,
Probably easier than a Demogorgon.
yeah, but a lot
Like,
harder.
we'd estimate, like, her vitality in terms of, like, points and, like, a point system. She probably...
probably
where like Nero's punch would typically do 5 damage.
5 points, you know.
5 points.
How
of
many
this
times would
damage.
Nero have to punch her approximately?
Eric,
Well,
Go
we'll
and
apply this
conquer.
formula and we'll distill that into what we call the challenge rating.
didn't you guys say that she like almost was dead when you were running through like fields of lava?
Yeah,
I mean,
that was her little side
wasn't
wench.
that?
That was.
I'm pretty
was
sure
Asha.
you guys said it
Asha.
was her, and then that
No.
the guy who died, he didn't kill her, and then that's like, yeah.
Right, no, that's not what happened.
Oh.
That's okay.
Eric will always be like,
So I already heal you on a scale of 1 to 51. How much HP do you have left? how hurt are you?
Well, Yormik, let's just say
Roll a self-
I would
awareness check.
anticipate her to be probably, if not more so, as difficult as killing that black dragon.
Only one of us died.
To be fair, we fought her and none of us died then.
We ran from her
It's the same.
And none
thing.
of us
while
died
she was killing demons.
So technically, the fight's not over.
She was
like it's just
killing
on pause.
demons, and we fled.
That's fine.
She's and that was before I could tell things no. And there's a chance that they don't do whatever they were gonna do.
Look, Drow are the probably the dumbest race down here. I can't
Less than
imagine.
Darrow.
Yeah. Well, okay. Good point. We already established they're the same thing.
Oh?
They
Okay.
can't be that tactical. We just blow them up with fire.
No, she's just crazy.
Everything burns.
Listen, she's crazy.
Okay.
She literally, we are in...
Did
like,
you see the people that lived in Gracklestug under the bridge?
But she's a different kind of crazy. Like, she's I will follow you to the ends of the earth
Into
crazy.
the dark.
I mean, you guys killed the one person that was following us, right?
Which one? Her?
Well, the other one.
Following you how?
Like, she was, like, there, and then we were like, hey, come hang out with us, and then I didn't see her again.
There was a spy.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
There isn't a spy.
Wait, how else would they be
Yes.
following us?
No, I was just thinking that. I mean, I'm following you, so I thought. Okay, never mind.
Oh, no, yeah. She was, like, trying to kill them, probably. At
She
least-
she enslaved us.
We didn't know that when we captured her, but then after the fact we found out that we were right. So, like,
We were pretty sure.
again, retroactively, our actions are justified. We're really good at finding reasons to justify our actions,
Is it too-
ethical or otherwise.
We're really good at doing the right thing and figuring it out later.
Yeah.
That's-
Everything we've done so far has been justified.
Smashing those giant sculptures.
Yeah.
Agreed. That was
I
good.
mean, you
Yeah.
gotta... Yeah.
We smashed them, and then the giants died,
It's really...
and who knows? Like, I mean, maybe time's not linear.
No, I'm pretty sure it is.
I mean, they probably...
Most of the time.
I think they probably
No,
killed
I'm
each other. Like,
pretty
they all,
sure
like...
it is.
They all hit each other on the head at the same
Okay.
time.
Maybe.
Are you making fun of my accent? What is wrong with your eyebrows?
I'm trying to
Where's
figure
my
out what
gun,
you're
right?
rolling over there. Well, we should probably get some sleep. We're still in a place I've never been with things that keep trying to kill us. Now the water's trying to kill us. That's a new one.
Wait,
That's a new one.
did I know what that was, by the way?
Just
The water
another
elemental?
day, you'll make just another day.
Roll an Arcana check.
22.
Yes,
Okay.
that was a water elemental.
How did it get there?
Did you say what, the water elemental?
Yeah, that thing.
They live in water. That's what they do.
That's
If
There's
I
probably
use
water elementals
if
in
I
this dark like you
use
speak
my
of.
decanter of endless water long enough,
Probably not. But if you do it into a large body of water, not large enough body of water,
So you put it in there.
I doubt it.
maybe,
Yeah. Probably.
probably.
Yeah.
probably.
I'm gonna go to sleep and try
Oh,
to
no.
not die.
What is it, Bryn? Bryn.
I'm not looking at you in character. I'm looking at you out of character.
I don't know why. I missed the context that led up to the oh no. So
Did we leave the water behind?
We're talking about water elementals, Chiffon.
what am I getting here?
I'm not getting it either.
That's fine. I hope Wickham didn't get his brain eaten.
I don't understand.
Me
There's
either.
probably a horrific pun that
No,
I'm missing.
No.
Okay.
no,
What is slow today? What's going on?
no.
Alright, something's...
Maybe.
Okay.
I think you have it.
Should I?
Oh, I do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought about that afterwards. Too.
Yep.
Yeah, I know.
Mhm.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Hmm?
Maybe you didn't get your brain eaten then.
I didn't do it on purpose.
You have. I mean, you now have a reasonable way to not get your brain eaten.
What did he accidentally steal from you?
A certain yellow crystal.
Oh, yeah, I had that.
Oh,
man.
what a waste.
I did that.
But again, if he gets into a fight with a mind flayer, like, it's a
He'll
reasonable.
have a buddy.
See, I'm like, stop working!
Throw it to the ground. It just shatters and nothing happens. Oh shit! And then your brain gets eaten.
And Jim Jar's just
like, sucker.
Oh, that would be so great if Jim Jar just pulls it out.
Got him.
Never saw it coming.
All right. Well, if there is nothing else at your fireside chat,
As beneficial as this talk has been.
it's been enlightening.
We've
We
established
learned
quite
some
a bit.
stuff. Bryn realized that he no longer had his cool yellow crystal.
Hmm.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
I more so realize our group doesn't have the cool yellow crystal.
Yeah. Not so cool anymore.
Sorry, guys.
Probably less cool when we get it back.
And you all eventually turn in for the night.
Except me.
Of course, except Nero.
I
It's
stay
just
up.
gotta be fucking special.
Yeah, just except for this one time.
You guys want to roll for grapple lung? Oh, I don't have to.
Oh, same.
Alright, so do you meditate first and then get up, or you meditate later?
I meditate.
You want to take first or second watch?
I'll take second watch this time around because I'm like in a mood right now
Okay.
after recounting the events that were pretty defining of Nero's youth.
I'll take first watch. Thinking
Wait.
about some stuff.
He just said that he was
I
gonna.
thought you said you were going to take second.
He's watching first, meditating later.
Sure.
That's what he just said.
Yeah, I misheard.
Okay.
No,
It's
you were good.
fine.
You were good.
It's
I was
fine.
kind of indescript.
We will take
about
the
it.
2 watches.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Galapagos
Each of you
joined
make
for-
a perception check.
I'll
He
roll
rolled
for
like 17 dice while we were talking.
This is
so.
globs.
Oh no.
21 for me, and for Galapagos in the first watch, terrible.
Okay.
8. I don't know if he has a minus, but it's bad. Either way, I had 21 on mine. And then
All the dice
Galapagos-
in that bag are.
For the second watch, Galapagos did really well.
Thank
Yeah.
goodness, because I
mean,
got
they
a
were
4.
They were cheapo dice, so
Yeah. You have to pay with
Is wisdom?
yeah. D&D is a pay-to-win game.
It's
Yeah.
wisdom, right? Perception.
Yeah.
It's true. If you
I
give
don't
me
know
money,
about
I will give
14.
you DM inspiration.
14 for him on the second watch.
Okay.
Galapagos.
All right. Well, you all eventually go to sleep. The exception being Nero and Globagul on first watch. About an hour or so after your last companion falls to sleep for the night, you hear a familiar voice.
I was actually going to talk to you anyway, so.
And next week when we're back here, you'll know what they have to say.
Oh!
Yeah, threw a D4 on the floor.
I don't want to wait.
D4.
I don't want to wait.
God damn it! I don't have.
What?
If we get into a fight, I wish I had more spells. That's all.
I mean, that's reasonable.
Yeah.
But all right.
Cantrips
With
are
that,
good.
gents,
Right.
I
Yeah.
think we're going to call it a week.
Woo!
We'll pick up next time with Nero talking to himself, sort of.
You bet. I do it a lot.
Yeah. Cool. Well, yeah. Thanks for hanging out.
So
We'll see you next week.
Over and over again.
Thank you, everybody.